Hey everybody, sorry I was on the YouTube side. I just like to recognize my people who do the replay for me. I really appreciate it. I'm just coming on as a pop-up today because for one, I need hours, honestly, because I haven't been able to put out, content lately. And also it's just kind of a overcast day here, and I thought, you know what, let me go talk to the peoples and see what this time slot is like. So I hope I'm not stepping on anybody's toes. Probably most of my night owl friends are still groggy and getting their coffee where I would usually be, but that's also what this pop-up is about. Is my schedule is about to take a hit and change. Coming April 1st, I will be mom taxi again for my daughter, and she will be working very early in the morning compared to our schedule of night owlness. And we will be leaving here quite early, and also then I will be leaving to pick her up during rush hour traffic when she gets out around 5 p.m. So I don't know how that's going to affect my schedule, my overall schedule with lives, but I do believe it's going to. Um, so I'm just giving everybody a heads up in case my lives get cattywampus for a little while. That's why. But that's not coming until April. Hey, the Bud Files. Good morning. That's not coming until April 1st, which is kind of weird. I'm like, I hope this is really a real job because they're starting you on April Fool's Day, which is kind of awkward. Um, so yeah, on April Fool's Day, our whole schedule changes. That means to me popping in my son into the car both those times. So I'm going to be out of sorts that first week of April. My whole family situation will be. But I'm just letting everybody know because usually I have the Fibro Fry-Yay, and then I have that's at 2:30 on Fridays. And then I have the Fry-Yay nighttime. And that's probably where most people are right now is they're sleeping because I hang out with a lot of night owls. And that starts at 11:30 p.m. I usually co-host that with Diva in the Dirt, and hers is usually on Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern. So we do kind of a weekend thing where we co-host for one another. And then Storms, Radios, and Cats, we go over and pop into his on Sunday at 9:30 Eastern. But I'm trying to support all the creators that support me, and I really appreciate that. Like all the other creators, we're looking for people who aren't creators off of YouTube to watch our stuff. But I just wanted to give the community a heads up that, yeah, that first week in April is going to be very crazy for me. I still will try to continue my late nights, and as some of you know, they get really, really late, like into the wee hours of the morning, and they're a lot of fun. But just wanted to give the community a heads up. I was thinking, if people popped in, I'd make it a free for all, but probably everybody has their Thursday lives, and I'm probably stepping on toes. So I just hope everything works out for you this week, and hopefully I will see you on Fibro Friday at 2:30 Eastern. I was going into Pacific time, 2:30 Eastern tomorrow, where it's not just for people with fibromyalgia, it's people who have any kind of autoimmune issue. It's people who are who called this me? I did. I'm just giving everybody a heads up because my schedule is probably about to change. I'm not sure though. Homestead Aquarius, thank you for coming in. I know all my evening night owls are probably like, oh, where's the coffee? Where's the coffee? I even said that. But yeah, April 1st, I'm about to take on that new endeavor of being mom taxi again and taking Hannah to her job at dark 30 in the morning. No, it's normal for everybody else. It's just not normal for me these last few years of, being home and caring for mom and then homeschooling. It's not something that we do, it's get out of the house at 8 in the morning every morning. I was grateful that they told her it was 8:30 and not 8 o'clock. At first she said, oh, it's 8 o'clock. And I'm like, I hate you. You're my daughter, but I hate you. So how you doing, Homestead Aquarius? I'm pretty sure there's other lives right now, but I just wanted to pop on and, give everybody a heads up and also, let people know that Fibro-Frye is not just for people with fibromyalgia. It's other autoimmune issues, other health issues. It's just how we're coping with our own issues that we're going through and trying to get healthier. I also just read where people were saying it's stupid to diet and lose weight and not exercise and not, lift weights, because they're saying like everything just sags if you're gonna, lose weight that way. Right, you're awake. Yeah, I know. Me too. That's pretty good for now. Son woke me up quite early taking the room apart again. Uh, my special needs son, for those who don't know, he likes to wake up early and he's a little sneaky and likes to take my room apart on me or his bed apart. And yeah, right now we still have him in our room because of that issue. We're afraid, my husband doesn't want to lock him in his room. And, if we put him back in his room and yeah. Yeah, I probably almost did fall off my chair. Oh, good morning, LP. Thank you. I appreciate the pop in. Yeah, anybody who hasn't hit the like for me, would you please do that? Because the algorithm is being slow with any notifications because I don't usually do a live at this time. Um, I was just coming on LP because my schedule is about to get wonky. Yep, a ball in motion. Yep, stays in motion. Exactly. I think it's going to be a really good thing once I get used to that schedule because I do feel much better when I get up and get moving. It's just a matter of getting up early after I've been up very late. I have a real issue with insomnia because of the fibromyalgia. My time the last 10 years for bed has been about 4 a.m. in the morning, and that is not good. It's not good for health to be, doing that. Even night people who are on night shift, like their health takes a hit because, our bodies need that kind of morning sun and just some sunshine. And it's not, that's another reason I popped up on live because it's so overcast today. I was hoping, today or tomorrow I could take the kids to the beach and do, my live from there, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen. And then last night on my way into the shower, my one leg slipped and the other leg caught it on the outside of the bathtub. Thank God. I'm glad I didn't have both feet in. And yeah, I'm going to have a big old bruise. So, I'm not really looking forward to putting on shorts and showing off that huge bruise that I just made last night popping in the shower. I wasn't even popping in or going fast. It's just that type of shower where we'll put down something to make sure you don't slide. And I hate it because it gets gross so fast. So it ends up, we take it out, bleach it. Hey, good morning, my Renaissance grandma. Oh, I totally understand. Yeah, I'll be doing that soon. I've got the usual stuff to do, fold clothes and all that, clean up a little bit, organize. I've been putting things on eBay. Well, not eBay, offer up. And then I'm going to start putting things on eBay to sell them to hopefully take care of some things I need to take care of. Like yesterday with the big iguana crawling up our palm tree. I just have, it's a pump. It's like a little pump action air gun, but it's a handheld pellet gun. And even my husband, when he came home yesterday, he's like, yeah, it's not worth it to take that out. I'm like, okay, so let's get a CO2 based one because I don't want, these iguanas in our backyard and eating my stuff because they love the moringa tree and they break it. They get up on top of it and they break it. So he wasn't too concerned because, he's not a gardener. He actually, I think, sometimes wishes all my stuff would not be back there. Hey, Tofu, welcome. I hope you're doing well too. I was just popping on because I don't know if I'm going to have a schedule change in April. We'll see. My late nights might be running not so late. We'll see. Uh, Hannah's starting a job and it's the typical, 8:30 to 5, and I will be driving her because she's not driving yet. In fact, we actually just sold my mom's old car because we found out that it was a high risk car with, the engine could fail on her. in that car. Plus, it had already had a leak in the sunroof. Pardon me while I put on lip balm, like lip balm queen. Um, and I even had her look at it. It was her decision because it's her car. And I said, listen, you need to read up on this car. Dad and I have, and we're really concerned about you, learning to drive and then taking it out. And, the engine block seizes on you and then you have no car. And she looked it up and she's like, oh my goodness, yeah, there's class action lawsuits. So, yeah, we went to CarMax, actually ended up giving us the best price and we ended up selling it. I know. I am so, yeah. And in South Florida during rush hour. I'm going to be extra stabby for sure. Yeah. And getting a child into the car who may be cooperative or maybe not, but he went through that time when I was taking her to school that he was popping out yeah, his car seat. Yeah, it was. It was exactly that. It was for her safety. It's a shame because really it was a really nice looking car and it felt great to drive. Like the only thing I didn't like is after you're up in an SUV, like we have a small SUV and like really it's an older one. Uh to go down low because my parents, their car was a Passat wagon by Volkswagen, but you can feel like when you're driving that car, you can feel it's weighty, like the Mercedes, how they're really weighty and heavy and good for up north. The Volkswagens, if they didn't have those issues with that particular model and engine, it would be a great car. Like it even had like the leather seats with we were on our way there and I couldn't figure out we're on our way to CarMax and I'm driving the car and I could not figure out how to turn off or who turned on the car seat heater and my butt is starting to burn up on the way there and I'm like, how do I get this off? I've got the AC going and my butt is on fire. So probably for the best because she probably would have done the same thing if I'm an experienced driver and I can't figure out what is what and there's only like 3 across the way to turn it off while I'm driving. Yeah. But it was otherwise, you wouldn't think it was a bad car because it was built so solid and it had like I think it was like a 6 liter. So it had some pickup on it. Like we drive 4 just to cut down on the price of gas. And yeah, it could haul if it needed to. And I love that about it. I think it even might have had some turbo. So it's such a shame that that happened. But at the same token, do I want my first year driver in a turbo? Mm-mm. Or a V6? Mm-mm. No. So it's for the best. It's just a solid built car. I want to make sure she gets a solid built car in case somebody else, comes out of nowhere, God forbid, and hits her. Because down here now, too, we've got plenty of people that don't carry insurance. So the people who are insured have to carry more. And that's actually what we just did was up our insurance. As we took that car off, we upped the insurance that we have on our one car um, just to cover when, we deal with those that are the uninsured drivers. Because what they'll do is they'll register their car, have it insured, and then they'll go take the insurance off. It's like a chronic thing. Also wanted to give an update on my 45-year plan tree. It hasn't grown too much. Kind of struggling. I had it out in the sun a little bit. I'm going to put it back out, just a little bit of sun because the sun was beating down on it the other day and I kind of felt bad for it. It seemed like it was a little bit too much. But it has the craziest shape. I don't know how that's going to translate. I don't know if I can show it once I plant it. Yeah, there. You can see the curve. See what am I going to do with that trunk? It's crazy. Yep, my Charlie Brown ice cream bean tree nitrogen fixer. That's the other thing I've been looking into is doing. They're called in permaculture tree guild, and a lot of these nitrogen fixing the trees and the plants are part of it. But ice cream bean tree can get large, so it's going to probably stay potted as it grows. And hopefully, if we ever do get to move where I can have chickens, it will, Ziggy the tree. Cute. That's cute. Yeah. Hmm. That's kind of a cute idea. I've got to think of something, especially since, yeah. Oh, funny. Where have I heard that? Oh, wasn't there a cartoon called that? Or character called Ziggy? Like in the 80s? I'm down here. But yeah, that was my little update. It's still alive, thank God. It was going into shock from being shipped. And I thought I was going to lose the tree, but so far it's okay. Um, I am going to do, hopefully, it's probably going to be a short because I didn't get that much film on it. Um, what I have in my yard right now that's growing, that finally is growing. It's a fruit. I might have even already mentioned it on a live, probably over at Divas. I mentioned it, but I'm super excited. I don't see any more flowers on the tree. I thought it was a comic strip. Yeah, from the 80s. I remember hearing like there was Ziggy. Wonder whatever happened to that. Went the way of a lot of the stuff in the 80s, I guess. Maybe they were older and I don't know. I'm just reaching down for my heated to turn on my heated blanket. I know I'm not cold. It's for my back, my muscles to warm them up. So while I'm sitting, I don't get too stiff. But yeah, I have that fruit update I've got to do. And then on my community tab, I put a picture of what looks to be my pineapple plant giving birth to a pineapple finally. Hey, welcome in Holistic Heritage Homestead. Thank you for coming in. Thank you. This is not my usual time. Usual time is Fridays at 2:30 p.m. And then we go live late at night at 11:30 p.m. with my usual co-host, Diva in the Dirt, Maureen Washington. But I popped on because my schedule is going to be changing, and I didn't want to put that all in the live. Hey, welcome in, DJ Ron the Mechanic. Good to see you too. It's been a bit. We ended up selling that car, DJ Ron, that I was going to talk to you about. The more we looked it up, we saw that it had a class action lawsuit, and we had somebody in our community who sells cars, and he was interested in it, but he couldn't beat the CarMax quote at all. So we just went with CarMax, and my daughter, ended up, she's got that money in savings now. We'll see what ends up being her car when she's ready. She's low. She doesn't need it right away because she's, taking her time learning how to drive. We took our time with even, getting her student driver license or whatever, because yeah, it's South Florida. It's crazy down here to drive. You've got to really be offensive and defensive in your driving down here because there's so much going on all the time on our roads. It's almost like living in the city, but it's a little bit slower paced with some of what happens on the road. Sometimes it's not. Like I'm constantly hearing near our house, there's an intersection that people get in accidents. And what's really weird is people get in accidents, and sometimes I would say out of 10 years of being here, there's probably been about 4 or 5 times the car's been stolen. So you hear the copter after looking for the person. Yeah, it was a 2010 what is it? Passat wagon from Volkswagen. Hey, welcome in. This is Telling the Truth Boss Lady. That's a pretty cool name. Um, so we kind of got quotes from other people, and they were just the best. So yeah, if you're selling a car, definitely get your quote from CarMax. They do, I think it's a 7-day hold on that quote that they give you, and then you bring it in, and they basically, check your car, drive it, and that's when they're like, the quote sticks, or they'll give you less if you kind of lied on the little description. Thankfully, ours stayed exactly the same. I wish it would have gone up a little bit, but the card needed work. It definitely, it had been sitting for a long time, and it needed probably some new tires, just sitting for so long. We were good about running it and stuff, and taking it out, not putting a lot of gas in it, putting the most recent thing, I think my husband took it to the gas station and put some treatment in it for the gas to make sure we didn't have gunk building up. And then that's when my daughter made her decision that yes, we should sell it. So I'm proud of her, because that was a hard thing to do. It was her grandmother's car, and she had really good memories in that car. In fact, when we were turning it in, she started to like, oh, I remember, going down through Doylestown with grandma. And I'm like, don't, don't start. Don't, not here. We're here. You're doing this. Like, you're doing this. Don't do this to yourself. Let's not go there. Yeah. Any of the long names, there you go. It's just boss lady for right now. Some of my friends are big time night owls. Mrs. Telling the truth, boss lady. And also, they don't have their laptop. I went to go get my laptop for Miss T with the T. And as soon as I got it, she's like, well, I've got to go. And I'm like, because I was having a hard time too with typing out everybody's name on the phone. The phone should give you like the ability to, do the highlight like you can get on the YouTube side. And then I have a friend that needs a new phone, because hers is just dying. It's not holding a charge or anything. That's what they call it. That's a good name to have, boss lady. I like it. They call me South Florida or Sunshine, depending, because there's other Sunshines in the community. There's She Is Sunshine, and I think there's another one too with Sunshine in their name. I just chose South Florida Sunshine. It reminded me of my grandmother. She used to sing that "You Are My Sunshine" all the time to all her grandchildren, and um, it was sad during her memorial when we actually sang the song and you heard the verses like of that song. I'm like, this is a really melancholy song that she sang to us, but it was kind of her life, because my grandfather was in his 20s. They were really young. They were really young, and had already had 3 children, and he got. Oh, you know how to do it. Wait a minute. Oh, I do, but my phone doesn't highlight. It is it with iPhones. It does that too. No, I meant it. I didn't mean the highlight part. Actually, I meant that it fills it in. Like when you're on a laptop, if you start to do the at and you start their name, just typing in their name, it fills in the rest on YouTube side. My phone won't do that. So for longer names, it's a bear. Oh, okay. Yeah, it'll highlight it as long as you do at and you do their whole name. It'll highlight it to them, but uh, having it fill in the names now. What's this? Most of her friends are like me, ain't got. What? No raisins? What term is that? I have like friends that I have to like the vocab and the some of the terms I have to like, you know. Oh, awesome. That's what I do. I do that too, Holistic Heritage Homestead. Thank you. Oh, you're working. Oops. Yeah, I will be working in just a little bit. Yesterday, yeah, it was just too much. But anyway, my grandfather, he was in his 20s and he fell asleep at the wheel. So my grandmother, that "You Are My Sunshine," probably hit home for her, because she was a widow in her 20s with 3 kids and one on the way. It was really sad. And they were such a cute couple together. Such a cute couple. Yeah, exactly. They need to fix that, because they know a lot of us are on the computer. By the way, is this crackly or is this okay? Because this started to disconnect and I need to just go get another one. I don't know if I should order one that's actually worth more money. I mean, this was only $5. Can't beat the like $5 for a headset. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that it was. Our family, for some reason, has those deaths that are like, where they tell you, okay, good, where they tell you, like, don't do this, don't do that, or, yeah. Oh, good. 5 by 5 today. Good. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how much longer that 5 by 5 will be. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. But yeah, I had another brother that dove into the shallow end of a pool. He was 16, and of course, that age for a boy, sometimes they can be, not such good listeners. And he was jumping and diving into the pool, and he dove into the shallow end. Crazy. Another brother smoked his whole life. Fibrosis of the lungs ended up happening. Like, yeah. But my grandfather's was probably just burning the candle at both ends. It wasn't, of course, something he could have prevented. Um, both my brothers, it's like you feel like they could. Oh, thanks, Tofu. Appreciate that. Yeah, most of my wrenches, y'all can. I've got. I can do maybe. Let me subscribe. Okay, Mrs. Telling You the Truth Boss Lady. I didn't have you on my list, but I do now. Now I just got to find, let's see, the share. Yeah, somebody had shared me out, and I was so surprised that somebody put below them, below the share for my channel. Oh, you got it, Tofu. I was just about to. Good job. Like below the share out, like, does this person support you? Like, nobody liked this person's comment or anything. And the person who made the original share didn't acknowledge the person. But it's like, really? Like, what's up? Why do people have to be like that? Especially like full on out in the open. Like, you don't have something good to say, don't say anything at all. It's just best that way. And don't say anything, passive aggressively either, because, come on, got things to do. So anyway, to go back to the ice cream bean tree and the planting of guilds is a permaculture thing where you basically pick a shade tree. It can be a fruit. It's usually a large fruit or nut tree that's going to be your massive shade tree. It's a smaller version of food forest, like doing a food forest, or it goes along the lines of um, the Three Sisters, but you're doing it with fruit trees and shrubbery and ground cover and sometimes roots. So that's kind of what I want to get into in my yard, but I can only have so many big, shade trees. And right now we have a huge strangler fig that drops tiny little fig berries all over. I think it's twice a year. It drives me crazy. Yeah, they're tree guilds. Yeah, tree guilds. Yep. So hopefully I'm gonna, have a video of that soon. I want to trade in my mango possibly, but I'm so surprised it's flowering. Yeah, Tofu is just good at coming along and sharing and being a great supporter. Yeah, they're tree. It's tree guilds. If you look it up for your area, Holistic Heritage Homestead, it's basically companion planting, but it's a permaculture way of doing it and creating small, like little food forest areas within your yard. And then eventually, like if you're joining them all together, you'll have a food forest. But with my suburban yard, I can only create so many of those tree guilds. And right now, when I planted my soursop moringa, I didn't know about the tree guilds, and that moringa is probably going to come down because it's just too close to my fence. It's just I keep like it's so big, and I feel bad. Like the trunk, it took me like 3 years. The trunk is this big. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, you can. You can. You know what? Sometimes I find it's easier to do that on Pinterest than necessarily YouTube. Sometimes it might you know spill over into a YouTube video. Holistic Carriage Home said, I forget what zone are you guys in? I actually need that. Let me grab your channel on my. Uh, Let me open your channel. Oh, I love that picture. Wow, your ginger is amazing. Okay, I see it here. Zone 6. Wow. Yeah, you guys got it going on. Oh, and you have rabbits and chickens. That's what I would love to do. You guys are a cute couple too. Yeah, I'm already subscribed. Okay, 6B. Which one? The moringa? Yeah, I have to send some to Diva actually. Diva and the Dirt usually co-host with me. I had a whole package ready to go and in my car, and I was going to mail it that day, and the package completely ripped. I should have just gone in to, I know, another post office that could have probably bought one. Yeah, moringa is great for everything. Yes, I know, me too. And it's hard with the fibromyalgia. My brain behaves like I have dementia. So scary because my dad had ALZ. Um, I have some seeds. I'm gonna have to look, but I would have some seeds that I would share. Let's tell the truth, boss lady. You just have to here, I'll put it in here. This is my, I'm pretty sure. Mm. I had to take my, let me just make sure I've got it right. I had to take my email down off of my about page when they had all that hacking going on because I just didn't want to give them like a easy in. But yeah, I'll share. It just might take me a while. I don't get to the post office that often, even though I'm in the suburbs with my son. That's him in the background you can hear. Make sure it has the whole name. A Fishes and Loaves Life used to be my other channel. And I still have the channel. It's just not active right now. And then that's at Gmail. But I took it off because people were getting, not that's linked to my channel, but people were getting hacked and people were getting their channels taken over. But that's my email. If you want to email me, I will try and get you some. If you can email me an address to send it to. He's a busy bee. He's always like jabbering away in the background of my um, lives, and that's what makes it hard too for shooting video. So he goes outside, and it's not the noise; it's the he will, as I'm planting, he will pull. So, oh, no problem. Everybody should have that plant. It's such a great plant for everything. And one of the great things about it is you can clean it, wash it off, dehydrate it, and keep it like a powdered, like a parsley. And you can either make supplements out of that, which gets really messy, or you can just put it in your meals that way. Super easy. Same way. Yeah, mom life or caregiver life, depending if you're watching them for someone or you're caring for them. I'm the older mom segment. We adopted him. I was about the same age as my dad when my dad had me. So I was 44 when we found out I think we were going to foster him. Hey, Vitra, welcome in. Welcome in. Oh, is it your birthday? Happy birthday. I wish Diva was here. You'll have to come in and she'll sing to you. tomorrow night. Hopefully, if she's available. Like I'm just, saying she's going to be there and I have no clue. Or her own person, but she sings it so beautifully. I can't even attempt it. I did find out though why I can't hear notes like I used to. Did you know that Advil actually affects your ears? That people can, if you're using a lot of Advil, you can end up with ringing in your ears or just problems with hearing. I never knew that. Oh, good, Vitra. Yeah, she's got such a gorgeous voice. I wish I could sing. I can't really sing anymore. Plus the allergies and fibro had the lovely, reflux at night is so much fun. Yeah, right? That's how I felt because I was on Advil before I was on, excuse me, before I was on prescription medication for the fibro, which now I'm doing a diet to remove things from my diet to see, and then, bring them back in and to see what is maybe affecting me. Because from this, I've got this little book and I've read it before, but I just forgot the information that was in it. It's the Bible Cure for Chronic Fatigue and Fibromyalgia. And one of the first couple things is chronic yeast, like it's called Candidi. Oh, I'm not even. Anyway, it's it's yeast. I can't do it this morning. That's the other thing. That's fibro. Um, and then the other thing is like allergies and sensitivities to food. Stress is huge, and them all coming together and just forming like burning out your adrenals, and then having allergies on top of it, and a yeast overgrowth, like food allergies. Yeah, I don't know if it'll show food allergies, things like that. Yeah, it's Candida, but they call it the longer name in here that I can't say it this morning. It's here, I'll put it up so you guys can see it. I'm not saying that word this morning. My mouth, I think, is going, but the brain mouth connection cannot say that word. And yeah, so I'm just in the beginning again. It's all kind of new to me. But one of the things was I took out, and it's funny, it's in here, take out all sweets. I did. The only thing I haven't gotten off of is, and I don't think it says to get rid of fruit. So I'm glad. And I'm not eating a lot of fruit. Milk products already pulled. Oh, wow. Okay. This is interesting because everybody says vinegar for health. And I did have problems. I told, oh, hey, Sierra, what's up? Welcome in. And Tactical Skillionaire, good to see you again. Oh, I love it. Good to see you, Sierra. Yeah, it's wow. Okay, so I've done this. All sweets are removed, including fructose, glucose, all that. And that's just, you know, a lot of the sugars that they put into foods. So I've gotten rid of processed foods, even though tonight I'm probably going to make a dinner with processed foods for my husband. I'll be probably making uh, something simple like tuna. I'm not sure. I've gotten rid of milk products for the time being, which I miss because they speak love to my soul, especially melted cheese. But this one surprised me. And yet I have issues with everybody's like, oh, kombucha, kombucha. I'm like, no, kombucha has wild yeast. I'm so sensitive to that. Like I was on this kombucha kick and ended up with thrush. It says vinegar to remove vinegar. Foods containing vinegar, such as soy sauce, barbecue sauce, steak sauce, mustard, not mustard, ketchup, mayonnaise. Oh no, I got to check the ingredients list on my mayo. I want to make my own mayo, but I still don't have that stick blender. Salad dressings, horseradish, and pickled vegetables should be avoided because they contain yeast. Great, my pickles that I thought I was doing good with. Um, of course, processed meats. Oh, great. Well, my bacon is not like super processed though that I buy. But sausage, we get chicken sausage. Dried fruits. Limit or avoid drinking coffee. That's I know what that's for. That's for your adrenals. Oh, and peanuts and peanut butter commonly contain mold. All right, I'm going to save this for tomorrow because it's blowing my mind that all the things. But the alcoholic beverages, yep, that makes sense because I have issues with those too now. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I'll go over that tomorrow. Fibro Friday is at 2:30 p.m. If anybody, that's where we kind of talk about nutrition, um, supplements, diet, and it's really just I'm no doctor. I would like to go and get my health coaching. Um, be trained in that. I was a school teacher. Hey, cool gamer, welcome in. I was a school teacher and had my certification for over 20 years. I held on to it, but I only taught in class for about 9. Public, I only did 1 because I was doing middle school public. Actually, no, I would say I did 2. I did high school, but that was student teaching public, and then middle school public, and didn't care for either of them back then because it was getting crazy already. Hold on one second. I had to remind him to eat his little breakfast. That is one thing I want to change for him is it's not the Kellogg's waffles, but he gets a gluten-free waffle that's pre-made. Need to start making those for him and freezing them like my mom did back in the 70s. She would pre-make our pancakes, put them, but they were like I think Bisquick pancakes, put them in wax paper like after they were cooled and then freeze them. So we didn't have Eggos. We had like Mamos, uh, her pancakes to go and put in the toaster oven. So we had a quick breakfast if we needed it. But man, you're eating it with syrup, and one of the big syrups back then was Caro corn syrup, like the clear stuff, not maple. I don't think I had real maple syrup till I was in my 20s. But yeah, so tomorrow that's at 2:30 when we do that. And yeah, we're all just trying to help each other is more like it. The best days. Did I miss somebody coming in? I'm missing this comment. Did a channel best days come in? Because I don't see them. Or what are the best days? So what are you working on a holistic heritage if you're still here now up in 6B because you're growing ginger, it looks like. Are you doing that from the inside, uh, or a greenhouse? Because that's something that grows outside here that I could put right in. I'm sorry, I'm looking to make sure I didn't share myself. I'm so bad at that, sharing my own lives that I'm live with my friends. Um, what other things that are considered maybe tropical? Because I do see people in other zones doing that. I cannot get it off of Miss T. I still have Miss T on here. There we go. It's starting. Um, yeah, I can't. Come on. There we go. Oh, I got to write this channel down. I'll just take a screenshot because I want to get back to. I do the same thing as the screenshotting of channels, so I remember to get back to them. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They were the best days before we knew about all the crap in the world and before it got crappier. Yeah, homemade waffles. I have one of those ones for like that when you're traveling and it flips over like at the hotels that have those breakfast bars. I love it, but I barely use it. I will remember. I do have an adult beverage problem. I can't partake in them. Oh, we're gonna make Homestead Aquarius hungry. That's my daughter in the background, the one who's starting work soon. But yeah, homemade waffles are the best. Are totally the best. That's so weird. Doesn't show me. Oh, I've got one to watch from Grandma. I just saw that. My Renaissance Grandma has a new, is it a video or a short? It looks like it's just short because it's in long form out. So if you all have a chance to go check out My Renaissance Grandma, it cuts it off what it is. It just says sauteed hydroponic. It's a mystery. I'm sorry, Homestead. No, we're not making. We were just talking about making them and freezing them for the kids instead of giving them the boxed ones. And that's what I like need to do because my mom, did the pancakes for me, and I use it as a sandwich. I don't. I use it for him. I mean, like no syrups and all that. It's a almond, you know, almond spread like peanut butter, almond butter. Good golly, when butter won't even come to the brain, that's pretty bad. Obviously, not enough coffee. Like that's going to be the hard part, giving up coffee for a while because it is like a weaker Adderall, so it helps with my thinking. Like even now, I'm like, okay, where am I sending this share to? Messenger. That's right. Yeah. Good golly. But yeah, what are you all working on now going into it's spring, but for some people they're going to get this storm coming that is anything but spring. Oh, you were starting to smell them. I have done I have done blueberry muffin mix in the waffle maker before, and that's pretty good. Oh, I'm sorry. Only for a little bit to see if it helps with the adrenal fatigue. It did. I actually gave up coffee completely before we got Malachi. And even, somebody at that time who was near me knew I was a coffee drinker since I was like 16. They're like, yeah, you wait till that baby don't sleep. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of remember that from, my daughter. So, yep, that's what happened. As soon as he was not sleeping, I started, you know, drinking coffee again. But I'm now drinking it with just D-ribose and it's black. I don't drink it with cream or sugar. No honey, no maple syrup. Just D-ribose is supposed to help with pain, but it also negates the negative effects of coffee. Yeah, it's delayed in New Hampshire too. It's happening. Um, our northern East Coasters are probably pretty ticked at what they see coming at them. They have a major storm front coming in. In fact, I need to look and see if it's on. See, yeah, tomorrow we're supposed to get rain. I was planning on taking the kids to the beach, and it's 80% chance for tomorrow and Saturday. That's the thing too is in winter we work against the shorter days, and that's when we're supposed to be planning. But by the time you get out there, it's like the day is over. Yeah. Oh, this is nasty. Okay, wait a minute. Let me see if I can. Oh, did it already go through, or there's another one? Because I see a current going over Canada, like the Montreal area. There's something coming for us. Ooh, wow. This thing's nasty that's coming at us. I don't know if I can get it on there. You see that? That one's coming towards Florida for tomorrow. That could get really yellow is extreme and heavy when you see yellow. So anyway, but for this time in spring, we start getting really heavy rainfall. So you're working against the rainfall. In winter, you're working against daylight just to try and get annuals in the ground. That's why I'm going to be focusing on more permaculture methods, and which is where I started. And then I kind of revert back because I have a lot of friends in the community that grow what is considered annuals down here. And that's what I also pick up at the grocery store. So I want to be able to grow certain annuals, like the ones that I would buy at a grocery store. The lettuce, I think I'm going to have to do hydroponically inside. I just don't have the place for that yet because little man likes to get into things. And he's not so little. He's now 9 and getting taller. So, but the permaculture, like food forestry idea, is where I started and what I need to go back to. And I do have a lot of the plants. It's just a matter of rearranging plantings, deciding what's coming out of pots and going in the ground. Oh, those are really, yeah, for summertime. You want to grow little tomatoes inside tofu or outside? Because we have one called the Everglades tomato. It's like a tiny tom, but they're so small, but they taste like a full size tomato. They've got such a good flavor. That's what I grew last season, and I grew a lot of them. But then I ended up with root knot nematodes. They love them too, and they produce. Oh, good. Do it. Very good. Very good. I need the elevated beds too now. I'm with the bending over and everything. Squatting down is my problem. I've got to start doing more squats. Florida woman snarls traffic. Yeah, I won't be quitting in April. I will not be quitting caffeine in April when I'm just starting to take her to work that early. Yeah, those are really, they're real small. They're prolific down here. That's why they're called Everglades. Sorry, this is a tinted lip oil. It is not a lipstick, so it doesn't stay on long. Um, it's a really small tomato, but they're indeterminate, so they just get huge, like bushes. They become like these huge bushes of tiny tomatoes. But I would love to plant them again. However, I don't want to return the root knot nematode population to my raised bed, so I'm going to have to grow them somewhere else. We have definitely a nematode issue in South Florida. That's why you'll see a lot of our fruit trees have to be on different rootstock than the fruit tree itself, or they will attack the fruit tree. I'm sorry about this odd light in the background. I have these insets in my kitchen that are that glass block, so it reflects kind of weird light into the room. But yeah, check them out. Etsy, Hello Tofu has them. I'm not sure if I still have my seeds or not. I know I had saved some, but I don't know exactly where I put them. I have all these organizers and I over organize like when I organize and then I can't remember where I put it. What the? How does that work? But yeah, I definitely want to grow some of those again. I should be putting out actually my jalapenos and some other peppers. Same thing. I have to be careful with any super hots or any of that because he will pick them and he loves to touch his face and loves to stick his hands in his mouth um, because he has special needs. And yeah, I would feel so heartbroken if. Yes, I do. I do. I lost my label maker. Can you believe it? I'm just, these years have just totally taken a toll on my left side of my brain as far as, or the right side. I always forget which is which. Um, my organizational skills. Sorry, I had a little sleep in my eye. I I can't believe I'm the same person mentally who was able to take Excel, you know, and take the professional level certificate course as I am now. Yeah, I can. I could do that. Yep. I just don't like masking tape because it's so hard to get off. I have the blue tape I'll use, maybe the painter's tape. But really, I really have been holding off because I wanted to find that label maker. And it was the nice one too. It was like that P touch. But I can also get another label maker. Just gotta put a little money aside for it. That's what's so like when you have some savings and you know what it's to, then why is it that you see all these other things that you're like, oh yeah, I forgot. I wanted to get that too. So now I'm sitting on the little bit that I have left from Christmas for my brother and trying not to make any rash decisions. But the other day when I saw that 3 foot long and then really wide, he had a thick neck iguana walking up my tree, that I wanted to go and, get like a Gamo swarm or something like that. Basically a rifle that I can fire within city limits and take him out, bury him, compost your enemies. They're actually a little bit more gentle than we have these other ones called night anoles, and they just look like they're mean. They look like something that crawled out of Middle Earth. They have these like big eyebrows that are like this way. They're angry eyebrows. But yeah, that's it. I might have to resort to the painting tape and a Sharpie. But a lot of them are either labeled, they're labeled for the month, is what I did. Hello Tofu. First, I sorted according to the plant, and then I was sorting according to the month for my planning schedule. So I thought I was going to be totally all ready. And yeah, I just did not get the time to get outside because he was in that process of pulling plants. In fact, the only things that came up from a mix that I took to my dad's memorial, it was a Cosmo came up, and I don't think it was a lupine, but I'm trying to remember the other flower. And and they were both beautiful when they bloomed. Well, he knew they weren't like the regular things, I guess, that I grow, and he yanked them right out of the ground. Yes, they are little dinosaurs, basically. I have little dinosaurs in my yard all the time. And then I have rats that thank God aren't New York City rats, but they get a good size. Like uh, one kind of mocked me as soon as I got my cabinet that's supposed to be rat free and keeping my organic fertilizers and things like that in there, um, which is kind of a misnomer. If you're organic, sometimes you're not even using those things. But yeah, one went in there and died right in front of me on one of the shelves. Like it just was dead there. And he was a chunker. And yeah, so now I've got to sort all that out, pull it out. I think I'm going to have to, if I do plastic, the only thing is I was thinking plastic containers, but some stinking rat actually ate through because it was on the bottom of the cabinet, ate through the very bottom of my 511, my fish fertilizer. There's a little hole where a rat gnawed away on it. I'll stick with the snow. At least I don't have gators, thank God. But watch me say that, and one will find the back area of my house because we do have a canal, but it's considered like a drainage canal where they release a lot of the storm water and everything out into a larger lake that is east of us. My eye just won't quit today. That's east of us, and it's got a great fish population in it. Would I eat from it? No, because it's a lot of runoff. But I could catch the fish and bury them. But then again, I've got the canal right there, so the rats will come in and dig down. The raccoons that are occasionally around will come in. So yeah, it's a balance. That's why I'm looking into just doing some tree guilds, and not many because I just don't have the room. Oh, I wanted to know if anybody had done a grape trellis. I'm getting ready to make a grape trellis for mine are considered scooper nogs because they're golden. Um, I forget if they're Somerset is the type, but I have muscadines. Oh, you got the problem with the raccoons? Yeah, those are when you bury your enemies, like you compost your enemies. You bury them in nearby certain things you want to grow big. Yeah, the raccoons are nasty. Like the whole thing with planting an egg below your tomatoes and like just cracking it as it's there. Some people don't crack it. Raccoons will come for it and they'll dig up your tomato plants. And it's the same thing with the fish. If you are putting fish underneath, sometimes they'll come for that. But I also know people who just dispatched the raccoon that did. So that's always an answer. I just, I don't like the idea of dispatching furry stuff in my yard. I'm okay with the scaly stuff that doesn't belong because the iguanas and the night anoles do not belong at all. But yeah, I couldn't believe the size, and I was, as a friend said, gutted because I thought I pressed the button to videotape this iguana on my tree. No, I got to the video on my phone and I don't know what I did. I thought I pressed the button, but I guess it did not press. And I'm filming, thinking I'm filming, and I'm not. And then I pressed the button and then I'm filming, and I've got me walking basically back into the house. Like it was just all like looking at the floor, the camera was, and I'm like, what happened? And then I figured out what I did. So, do you trap them? Because there is also live traps, or do you just deal with it? What zone are you in? Mrs. Telling the Truth, Miss Boss Lady. CR, you're so funny. I'll stick with snow. Yeah, it's not easy, especially if you're on a lake. When I look at properties down here that might be considered like A2, I think they're called, where it's actually you can have a house on the property and you can have agriculture. There's so many that have lakes, and I'm like, no. I think if I want to fish, I'll put them in barrels. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Appreciate it. Holistic Heritage. Yeah, that was hilarious. WTF has a new meaning. It's called Welcome to Florida. We have giant snakes, gators, crocodiles, herpes monkeys. Ew, that's gross. We have those too. Yuck. Scary dinosaur lizards. New invasive species added each week. Yep. Make your vacation plans today. Is pretty correct. I have to look up those monkeys. That's disgusting. We supposedly have that tree too. WTF Wix was talking about that. Or oh my God, Wix was talking about that. OMG. I don't usually say that phrase. OMG Wix. He was saying we have it's a Caribbean tree or a South American. I'm sorry, Central American tree, because David the Good had it down in Ecuador that if you stand under it, it can light you up. Like it's so poisonous. Oh, okay. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. I would love land, but I don't want it raw. Not at my age and with the fibro. I'd like somebody maybe who started and decided to move off, who built the house and everything and just decided, you know what, this isn't for me. And, I can just go and purchase that. Yeah, I had a friend up in Chicago. We have some type of tree that it is like that. It rains through the tree, and if you're standing under it, it'll light you up. I think it's on the West Coast though, because of what he said. Hey, Brutal Bob, what's up? Welcome in. We appreciate you. Yeah, I've got to look it up. Homestead Aquarius. It was down there with David the Good when he was in Ecuador, and he told us about it because he was on the water and he was getting stuff for his lasagna gardening. Um, I think he was actually getting seaweed, which I've considered, but that seaweed also filters out all the bad stuff in the water. Yes, that's it. Yeah, it sounds like that. Exactly. Yep. Yep. You know the one. Good one. Right? We've got some of that here too. I won't go south of my house. I'm in Palm Beach County and it's getting that way in Palm Beach County too. Yep. Yep. I was surprised. I grew up actually in Boca Raton, and yeah, that's now located south of us, even though it's in Palm Beach County. It's in the lower end of Palm Beach County. I went down there, and the highway looks like stuff up north when I would travel 95 to go see my parents in PA, and it's got the pay lanes or the left-hand lanes coming out because for people going down to Miami for work and coming out, or Broward. But yeah. Yeah, my dad actually traveled to Chicago, and he was like, they call it the Windy City for a reason. He's like, we would never live there, basically, is what he said, but it was more to do with the cold. When you guys have snow, the cold was so horrible. He was like, he would have to go in and out of stores to get away from the winds because it was so cold already. I don't know if it was fall or winter when he went for business, but it was just really, really bad. Yeah, isn't that crazy the tree could do that? I know. And of course, we've got to have it here. Of course. It just has to come here. I wonder like how it got here. Maybe it, washed up on shore. There we go. I don't know. Monchenil, I guess. Monchenil. Monchenil. Nail. Eh. I don't know if two E's together is still the eh sound. Monchenil. Nail. Monchenil tree is a species of flowering plant in the spurge family. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. It's a spurge. Its native range stretches from tropical southern North America. It does now, at least, yeah, to northern South America. So anyway, yeah, if you're visiting, be careful what tree you take refuge under. Now in Florida. Oh, you've been getting good weather? Yeah. Well, for some areas, winter has been mild. Like even here, we didn't get our lower temps that usually, make the iguanas drop out of the tree. Welcome to freezing or WTF, right? I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Yep, you've got the other WTF. Yeah, our WTF with the crocodiles and gators. Like people don't realize that we've got saltwater crocodiles or marsh crocodiles here. They just don't even. Yeah, we're in the La Nina. That's what I heard too. That it shifted, which is going to mean hurricane season may be really bad this year. Yeah, that's when he went too. You know it. Like the 90s is about 80s, 90s is when he went up there for that business trip because I think IBM retired him in about the 80s. So that's about right. It was probably the 80s. Yeah, he was just like, could not believe that wind chill factor. It's like it's freezing my face off. And my dad is such a quiet man. So for him to come out and even say that, it was like, we knew it must have been super cold. But he loved the outdoors here. He could go outside and, just do yard work and be so happy or in his garage and there, no AC. Could be in the summer, even in his up into his 80s. He just liked, doing his little yard work. He kept that yard at their house pretty immaculate. Oh wow. That's weird for Northern Michigan. You haven't had it? That's really strange. It's like they must be microwaving us. Because don't you find it strange that the way that the weather systems are, like, it's like a microwave. Yeah, aren't you getting snow from this system that's coming over or supposed to come over, Bob? I know, right? Everybody else who has snow is like, what the? You want it? It's actually very good for your ground. It's great. It's full of nitrogen. You'll have to send him some. Send him some, CR. I definitely don't. Oh, you too. Thank you. Appreciate it. Holistic Heritage Homestead. I'll come check you out again. I think I did pop on. Really sweet of you. Thank you. Yeah, this is not, like I said, my usual time. Tomorrow I'll be on at 2:30. I just thought since it was kind of overcast and I have this change coming up in my schedule, I felt like just popping on. Right? I don't know. We don't have all their spider species and um our snakes, I don't know. They still I think might have us beat by the venomous snake category. But who knows? You never know what's been let go in the Everglades. These idiots that import things and then I don't know if they lose their certificate and decide to just dump it or what happens. I know, like in the 80s, I think it was a breeding center is what happened and stuff got out. Oh, oh, it's gonna miss you by 25 miles. Yeah, I don't. Did I get? I think I only been on a snowmobile once in my life when I went to Steamboat Springs. Oh, okay. Have a good one. I'll be on tomorrow, 2:30, or if you're a night owl, 11:30 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for coming in, Miss Telling the Truth, Boss Lady. Boss Lady, we usually have a panel too. It goes into a panel on Friday nights. My panel people are busy because it's not my usual time today. No, I don't. I do not know. I don't know what it's like. I don't know if I've got those more snakes coming up from, the Everglades. I hope not. The green anaconda was enough of a shock, that's for sure. That's definitely for sure. When I heard we had anacondas, I was like, what? How come I didn't hear that? But then my husband was watching Swamp People, I think it was, and or something like that um, type of show. And yep, they were talking about them being in the Everglades. And so I looked it up, and sure enough, we've got green anacondas too. Just what we want. At least in Florida, the Fish and Wildlife has learned that if they tag the male pythons, they find the larger female pythons. And then that's when they go in and remove the larger females and their egg clutches. Oh my gosh, I can't put that up. Actually, okay. I'll put it up for a second. The way you worded that, that's too funny. Yeah, interesting. That's so you definitely miss riding it. It's kind of like a motorcycle for snow. Kind of, get that thrill. You'll still take snow over my green anacondas. Oh, come on. And like 8-foot pythons, which are usually the females who can breed even more of themselves, which is fantastic. But they found a huge one. I forget what the record was um, because of that tracking system. Thank God. Let me see what the largest is now. Largest python. Yep. I'll be darned. Right away, it finished the sentence for me. Caught in Florida. Okay, the heaviest python captured by biologists. Um, wait, that's not us. I don't think. No, that's not us. I hate that. 198-pound Burmese python captured in Florida. That was last year. 19-foot long. I don't know if that's the same one. Yep, here we are. The Conservancy of Southwest Florida reports the largest snake ever caught measured 19 feet and weighed 125 pounds. And then this one is saying, no, oh my gosh, it was outdone. Wait, they're saying it was 250. I think that was an oops because it's around the same time that they're reporting. Oh no, they say 200-pound. So there was another one caught that was 215. Nah, I don't think so. Something's weird. Now they're saying 198. I just love reporting. Around the same date, they've all got different weights for the same Burmese python. Okay, it's saying it was a 200-pounder. Wow, that's crazy. Can you imagine that? All of a sudden, you're like, go in the backyard and there it is. You have a button that says that. Oh, right, Tofu? Can you imagine that thing sunning itself in your backyard? The poor people of Southwest Florida. Good golly. It just comes out, just needs a little extra sun before it goes into a hole to make a bunch of babies. Their clutches are huge too. Yeah, that part of Florida I'm not really thrilled with. I wouldn't mind having more of Glenn's zone up 9, like 10A, like 9B, 10A, and also just being further away from all that. Yeah, I would have probably, yeah, something would happen with my body, that's for sure. If I saw that in my yard. It was hard enough seeing just the 3-footer iguana going just right up my, it went right. What's funny is I have a camera for the backyard. Hold on one second. Get back in here, Malachi. Get out of there. No touch. You stay here and eat. No, you don't do that. What? Put, hold on. No.
No.
What did you, ew. Stay here. You stay here. You don't eat that. I think my son just decided to put soap in his mouth because that's the way it goes. I'm going to have to go real soon if he's trying to do all that. But yeah, I would like more Central Florida just to get away from the possibility of that happening, of going out. The 3-footer iguana was enough for me. I did not expect to see him just going right up next to my camera, my security cam, and he just kind of walked by it. So I'm grateful that he didn't knock it or, mess around with it, go over it and damage it. But I wasn't expecting him to be going up that way. I'm surprised he didn't just go right up the moringa unless he came down from it because they love that moringa. The only thing is, oh, thanks, Gardening Warrior, appreciate it. The only thing is with the moringa is until the branches get pretty thick, they're very fragile and they snap. So they'll take a dive like way, way up, off the ground from like, my tree is probably now over 20 feet tall. So they get a pretty good thump. In fact, that was the other thing I saw on OMG, it's Wix, was he had somebody's video of an iguana falling like 10 feet to the ground. He's like, oh, just shake that off. It's like, no, I hope it killed you. We don't need more of you. We don't need you procreating. But no, this guy was just so happy to go up my palm tree. And then what was scarier is we couldn't find him in the canopy of the tree because that's also my strangler fig. The palm goes up the middle and the strangler fig spreads out around it. And really, the strangler fig was supposed to strangle the palm to death and it shouldn't be there. But my palm survived. So I've got this kind of wild looking tree. Oh, you did? For an hour? Yeah, the black bears kind of scare me. Because if they're hungry, they're going to just tear into anything. That's woo. Now, if they come on your property, do you have any rights if they like come towards your house? Say, like I was watching one of the Alaskan shows, and an older First Nations man had called his son-in-law to come and dispatch it because I guess in his culture they believe it's a messenger and supposedly they can't kill it because it's a messenger. Like I guess it would be like an angel for us because angels are messengers for Christians. Yeah, you come down and you can have it. No, thank you. It's still a lizard. And I've had gator and I really wasn't that impressed with it. It's like fishy chicken. And I can't eat fried food anymore. Yeah, I'm not big on gator tail and frog's legs. So I might have to move from this area or start. I've got to at least move from this area to raise some quail or chickens because that to me appeals more to me than lizards and frog's legs. You say no to the death furries? What are the death furries? Like the bears. Hey, Island Sisters TV, welcome in. Nice of you to be here. Yeah, the bears, we have panthers though. You go to West Coast and they've got the panthers coming back, and I don't know why they didn't consider it when they mixed. They're basically GMO panthers. They revived the panther genetics by crossing it with another big cat. Malachi, you need to eat. And by doing that, I don't know if it just got a major hankering for the Keys deer. It got hungry for Keys deer and started to make a huge dent in their population, which something has to eat them, but it's really like taken off and eaten a lot of them. We'll see if that whole bringing back the panther causes any kind of imbalances too. But I've seen them where there's new developments that they're putting in, and of course they're squeezing the animals out over there. Well, some of you have probably seen it too. It's a short, and it's a panther looking in the glass house, like the glass doors. Yeah, Florida now with GMO panthers. Come see our wildlife, unless it sees you first. So yeah, I'm don't want to be a West Coaster for that reason. And the crocodiles have populated the West Coast more before they're now coming up the East Coast. In fact, Homestead Aquarius showed me the map where they were up the East Coast. I've just never heard of any being reported on our side, like sightings for many people that I know, like on Facebook. But of course, I don't go on Facebook that often, and I have two, and one I locked for a while. I was just like locked out of it. Oh, you too, CR. CR, do you have anything going on inside? Like your starts before you go? That's okay. I'll check your channel if you got to get outside and shovel snow to get out of there. Be careful. Gator tail tastes like fishy chicken. That's the only way I can describe it. It's got a hint of fish, and it's like chicken. Is the best way to compare it to. But I've only had it like fried in like gator bites. I've never had it fixed any other way. I think they usually do fry it though. It wasn't like it was kind of mild. Wasn't like a real strong flavor, but I didn't really care for those two flavors kind of commingling together. It wasn't my favorite. And frog's legs, I just can't now that I'm older. When I see them, it's a visual. Look, people. I don't know about the shoveling though. Do you know like more older men in those areas after not exercising go out and shovel snow and have heart attacks than like doing any other activity? Because they kind of take the year off and aren't keeping up with their exercise, and then they got to get out there and shovel that snow, and they kind of overdo it and give themselves a stroke or a heart attack. Just yeah, no. It's good if you're doing other, I guess, physical activities leading up into your winter when you're going to be, because it's so weighty, so heavy when you got that on those, snow shovels. What's funny is my dad liked his snow shovel so much that it hung in our garage in Florida for 30 years, and then he brought it back up to PA with him and got to use it, which is crazy because it wasn't, it was still usable. And then we left it with the house that they were renting. Wow. Yeah, so how was it? Does it have any remainder of that cat poop? If you all care to help each other out or follow each other, Island Sisters TV took me, I believe it was your channel, took me to that really great fruit market about a year ago. She went fruit and vegetable market, and it was over in London, if I'm correct. I was so surprised to see you come upon like jackfruit and mangoes and like all these tropical fruits. Oh, also the banana blossom. I meant to ask you, like, what do I do with a banana blossom? That was the same thing. My Renaissance grandma had made it for her meatless Monday, and I'd love to know how to fix that because I have another one hanging on the tree that I need to chop off. Yeah, London. Okay. Yeah, I've just found out from a friend who's English that in London is where they say love, refer to you, love or darling. Um, See, here in PA, which I like, I think is sweet. Here in PA, it's hun, which I love. I don't know what it is in Florida, y'all, I guess. Although some northern Florida person was like, "Are you from the South?" I'm like, "Yeah, South Florida. We say that." Oh, it's now considered a superfood. I've got to look more into it. Every time I go to, I think I get distracted by something else and I just don't investigate it. I know my neighbor who's from Haiti, she made a tea out of it. Because I asked her, I'm like, do you know what to do with this? I don't. And she didn't answer. She's like, I'll look into it. And then she told me she ended up making tea out of it. She steeped it and just drank it as a tea, like didn't actually eat the banana, like chopped it up real fine, made tea out of it. I do have quite a few, like I have the soursop leaves in my, and that's supposed to be great for tea too. So I got to get on that with making of the tropical teas. I, I've, I'm really, because it just, I don't want it to go to waste. I want to loot whatever I grow, I want to use. Hold on one sec. How to get him to quit going in the bathroom. He likes to sneak in there. Some interesting recipes. Oh, okay. I'll have to check it out. Maybe it's because I think I looked on Pinterest and not on YouTube. So I'll have to check that out for sure because I don't like wasting anything that I actually grow in my yard because that's the purpose of it is to eat it. I just saw my friends, I think, still not feeling well, one of them, so he can't make it. Hmm. I was just going to look that up. Let me see on my phone if I can look up banana flour recipes real quick. But anytime like you guys are free, 11:30 Eastern, I have a late night, and that's usually when we open up the panel for people that have come into my lives and my side chats, and I've gotten to know their channels. Um, Banana flour? Is that, do they call it? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like curries. Okay. Somebody made tea. Banana flour salad. The only thing is if I have tried it raw, it's got to be cooked. I can't do the raw, even those small little flowers that are on the larger flour. Banana flour tea. Interesting. Oh, it looks like they dry the petals of the male flower. And then they do a banana flower water with the smaller ones. Interesting. Thank you. It seems more like maybe island or Asian culture. They do like a banana blossom tea. I bet that could be really good. Oh, some clickbaity ones too. If you don't know what we're talking about, let me go to my channel and see if I have that short where it shows the banana flower. I actually grow a dwarf multi-purpose tree. Um, oh no, I had cut it off. I was getting ready to harvest. I have a short where it shows those are my dual purpose, and I had already cut off the banana flower to get ready to harvest it, but I had another one coming out. And that's how they come out of their little sheath area. Let me see if I can find one that's out already. What they'll do is my banana trees are not looking great right now, so I'm getting concerned that I might have something in the mat itself. Oh, hi Angel, welcome in. Welcome in. Oh, I'm getting, or I have the seeds now. Island Sisters TV of Roselle, and that's a big Jamaican tea also, or drink. I've got it actually from a Jamaican that we all kind of follow in the permaculture gardening homesteading community. I wouldn't say all, but those that do follow them are grateful for them. It's Dan's Food Forest, I think is how you say his channel's name. And I bought the Roselle seeds from him on Etsy. I want to try some callaloo. Is that how you say it? Callaloo? I remember you even picking some reddish leaves up in London and asking if that's what it was. Can you eat that raw, or is it like a spinach that you have to cook? Because I have chaya, which is more Mexican Aztec spinach. I just got siso, I believe it is. Siso spinach, which is a tropical spinach. I had the vining one that I did not care for. It's a beautiful plant. Can't recall the name, but as soon as it flowers, it gets more bitter, and it's already bitter enough. I'm trying to think. That's that green. And then, of course, you can do soursop tea. You supposedly can do like mulberry leaf tea too, and I have mulberries. Oh, the other thing, I do have a jackfruit growing, and it flowered. I'm waiting to see if the female flowers and the male flowers get together and make me a jackfruit. But all my stuff took a really hard hit. This winter was very dry. Okay, so you do steam it. Okay. Yeah, I've got to get some of that. And the only way I can find it usually is from other tropical nurseries here or Etsy. Thank you, Angels. I so appreciate you. Angels is getting ready to put more content on her. Yep. CISO. That's it. CISO or Sue, however they pronounce it. Yep. That's what it is. I have the Brazilian cherry tree too, which is the jaboticaba, which seems to be doing okay. Like it survived the dry winter. Oh, did you used to grow it too? Yeah, it came back. Mine went into shock because I forgot about it in the pot. I was supposed to, get out there and plant it. It dried out a bit. Mine came back and it seems to be doing okay. I want to try and actually move it again because I need to stack my beds to make them easier to get to and for gardening. I'm not squatting down so low. Also, it's just the way that I set up my kitchen garden is just in those elevated beds. I want them in elevated beds as I go out, and I would like to purchase another elevated bed. The only problem with the type on I have a wood elevated bed that is on our pavers, and that radiant heat that comes up from underneath it is an issue. It just kind of dries everything out quicker. Oh, how nice. See, we would call that a steam house here in South Florida. That's so wonderful. I wish my husband would build me anything for my garden. Would be nice. But that's what I was asking, if anybody had done a muscatine or even a grape trellis and what they preferred. I've got the stuff and it's ready to go. I even got lined. The wire is lined, but it's food safe vinyl lining, so I don't have a lot of the rusting going on with some of the wire, because things rust really easily here because of our humidity. But finally, that too is coming back. The vines were looking very dry and leafless during our dormant season. My blueberry is starting to come back. That's the other thing. I would like to get another blueberry because I lost one, because you really need to. It's expensive here too, right? Oh, you get to really travel a lot. Nice. They are. They have different cultivars here too. I'm noticing the nurseries. It they have like they call one like a crunchy and the other a sweet. It's really weird. I haven't tasted like gotten to taste the difference by what they mean. Mine was just from the go and get a Whole Foods here in America and in South Florida. They were slicing it so you could get like a slice instead of having to buy that whole jackfruit. Because you're right, like the whole jackfruit, I forget, was it going to be 40? I forget what they were charging, but it was expensive because they wanted you to buy the whole thing at Publix, which is the regular grocery store. But Whole Foods had slices of them, and that's where I got my seed years ago, and that's what I planted, and now I have a tree. Oh, I think did Tofu go a while ago? Did I miss her saying goodbye? I think she was just saying take care to CR, but she might have. Oh, I'm sorry, I did see it. What? My eyes. Bye, Tofu honey. Have a great day. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, that was awesome of you to do, Bob. I'm sure she absolutely loves it. I would love a shade house, but I would also love to get off um, property we're on now, but I don't want to settle too much as far as like what we live in is kind of a hurricane shelter. Yeah, in London. Do you have yard available? Because I know London is quite crowded. Oh, like what I was saying, how you guys do say love, darling. Um, I guess in other areas it's just mate. Like mate can be a guy or a girl. But it's usually like your friend that you met at college. And if you say university to the people in UK, it usually means something like, I think, high school, right? For us, those upper grades of high school. All right. I totally understand. I know I'm going to have to go soon too. I got, laundry, and I was just bummed that we're getting this weather because I really did want to take the kids to the beach. Really, I wanted to take just Hannah and I, so maybe I'll still get to do that over the weekend because Malachi, you never know what you're going to get. Oh, nice. I'm glad you have your own because I know too they do, uh, they rent areas just to grow food, which blows my mind to have to go off your own property, go to a rental area and grow your own food. Oh, that's awesome. 10 by 30. That's huge. That's huge. See, Brother Bob, I wish you would like film some of this stuff for us. I would love like a hydroponic setup too, but I would like it in an extra room inside. And that's what I was saying. Like, I don't want to get less room. The 3 bedrooms we need. Eventually, if my daughter moves out, then I'll finally have an extra bedroom to do kind of what I want in. But I don't want to downsize too much because I am not a minimalist. I'm a maximalist and I get emotionally attached to things that are given to me. The allotments, thank you. I could not think of the word. I knew it had its own word. Yep. I've watched a few YouTube channels where they're on an allotment, which, much respect to them for leaving their own property just to go and garden and get their fresh vegetables and fruits, which we all kind of need right now. I just wonder how that like, works out. I guess they charge by square footage that they give you. Oh, yeah, the yards. I don't know, sometimes they have those longer yards too, where it's much deeper than it is wide. Like there's a person in here who is in Canada and she has that for her townhouse. Her townhouse garden was I think her yard is actually larger than ours. It's just set up different. Like for me, I'm on a postage stamp. They call it zero lot lines because hold on one second. Sorry, he's not eating his breakfast. It's a lovely social space too, as you get to meet. Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about the social aspect, how wonderful that would be to meet people with the same mindset as you, as growing your own food and getting away from, the market stuff that they give us. Turn that down. Um, but yeah, I would love to have a space where I could do the hydroponic lettuce inside because here our lettuce was that season seems so short, which is your winter, but our winter just seems so short. The days, of course, are shorter, so it really just didn't even get any in. I got mustard in, which I'm going to allow to keep going, like I've mentioned before, to see if it'll throw up some seeds. Hey, a yard's a yard. But we share one side, like with our neighbors. Like my fence line is attached to the back of my house on this side of my property, and that they share in my fence basically, and they will share that side of the fence. They just have to put on, lucky for them, they only had to put on, I think, the back portion because their neighbors also put fence. And then same thing back here. He's got it on both sides, although his one neighbor, no, I take that back. His one neighbor only has half a fence. Yeah, it's because he used to be a brutal interrogator. But yeah, he speaks truth. He knows how it is. Mine is 3x6 was probably my, no, I would say that was only 3x4. No, 3x6 is right. 3x6 was my townhome. And I would sneak plants in different places because they had like that common area and it had all these philodendrons in it. And one ended up dying like right behind my property. So I cleaned it out and I just took that area over. But I wasn't growing really food at the time. I was just doing herbs and flowers. But yeah, I know we can't all have those big yards. I wish we could. I know Diva in the Dirt is focusing on it, and I am too because we both live it. Is the suburban yard and growing in containers and doing container gardening. Oh, Bob, you've got to like videotape her then. You did. Oh my gosh, you hit, yeah, the lotto for sure with companions. I definitely wish I could do that. Like, but I wasn't, my parents were more commercialized. They came off the farm and the hard work of the farm to go to the cities and get the good paying jobs with pensions. And really, for my dad and mom, that worked out for the pension when, dad finally retired. Was he technically retired, I guess, early 90s, late 80s, early 90s? I'm trying to remember if it was when I was in college. It had to be 90s because I was still in college and he still, I think, was doing a bit of work at IBM early 90s because he came down here to work on the personal computer. He was part of that whole group of IBMers that moved to Boca. We moved here in 79 for getting the personal computer ready for market. So that's kind of cool. I know. I'm sorry, Shawnee. I came on. Hey! I came on because I wasn't sure what's going to happen tomorrow, but now I'm seeing it's raining. I was hoping to take the kids to the beach tomorrow and then just pop on for a short live for Fibro Friday. Hey, Storms Radio and Cat. These are some of my regulars. Welcome in. Same thing with Brutal Bob and Homestead Aquarius. Storms, Radios, and Cats. And Tofu pops in and out. Island Sisters TV is new here, you guys, if you want to follow her. She's so interesting, and the things that she gets to see, it's amazing. And she takes us along for the ride. I loved it. I loved that London market so much. I got to get over and check out some more of your channel. Oh, hey, Grumpus. Oh, that's who I forgot to visit this week was you. I wanted to come by your channel and visit you this week. Let me write it down. If I don't write things down, I forget them. And of course, I think I have a pencil. Let me use the pencil. I have to put things away because little grabby man over here grabs them. Let me write down. Oh, hey, Bob. Here come all the people after eating their lunch. Diva in the dirt. It is morning for you, hon. That's right. Oh, that's right. It's not, let's see, not quite lunchtime for my West Coasters. Bob's a... Oh, thank you. I'll see you later. I appreciate it. Grumpus on fire. Bada bing. Welcome in. Diva in the dirt. I was talking about you, my usual co-host. Oh, it's 10 a.m. I'll give you time to wake up. This was just a pop-up because I wasn't sure if I would have the usual time tomorrow for my Fibro Friday, but I might now. I'm just writing down names of people I want to go by and see because I didn't get to check them out this week. But please do check one another out for sure. Yeah, 10 a.m. over there that's when I was waking up today. That's what made me decide to just pop on live. Oh, yeah, it's part. I'm going to go over, Maureen, I was looking at that book like we were talking about. So I might go over that a little bit tomorrow. The Bible Cure for Chronic Fatigue and Fibromyalgia. And it can apply to so much. And by golly, the list of things for trying to get rid of candices, they say it a different way probably, or candida. Vinegar, they tell you to remove vinegar and all those yeasty sauces. And I somehow, because mustard has a little vinegar, they put it on the list. Oh, hey, Andrew's Northwest Coins. Yeah. Stop. Eat. All my West Coasters coming in. I think Andrew's Northwest Coins is up in Alaska, up near the Arctic Circle, which I am actually down near Circle of Hades. So we're complete opposites, which is so cool because we can meet up here on, YouTube. I'm trying to think if anybody wants to come up, let me reload that. This might. I hate this whole top chat, live chat thing. Just do the live chat. If somebody's going to be in chat, they don't want to necessarily have live chat. I mean, necessarily have top chat. I just have to edit to make sure we're in. Yeah, let me do. If you're not subscribed, you want to subscribe or make sure because I'm about to go into subscriber mode. So I can drop the link if anybody wants to come up. You guys let me know if anybody wants to come up and chit chat. I've got a little time because it's a Thursday. I wish I would have done a Thursday now, thinking about it, maybe not a Friday. But it just, at the time, was so much easier to do it that way. But Thursday is a little bit longer before hubby comes home, so I have a little bit more leeway before I have to make dinner. Let me just drop the link. All y'all in my side chat now are welcome to come up if there's the link if anybody wants to use it, excluding trolls, of course, and excluding those people who troll. But what now? I gotta wait. You should what? No, you shouldn't have to wait 20 minutes if you're here. You should be subscribed to me, Andrews. Do you need me to drop it and you can resubscribe? Because I do know that they unsubscribe people. Hold up. Let me see. I can undo the changes here. I'm undoing the change for a second, but not long. Oh, it won't let me. I don't think it did it. Let me see. Nope, it won't undo it now. Let me see. There. Are you just joking with me? Okay. Oh my gosh, I fell for it. I'm so naive. So naive. That's how they get me on here. Just such fell right for it. Let me get to my channel again. There we go. And my daughter is driving me crazy because she's in the backyard and it's setting off our camera. So my phone is going blink, bloop, bloop, making all kinds of noise. For those of you who didn't know, Holistic Heritage Homestead came in, and that was nice to see them. They've got zone 6, but he's got the healthiest like ginger plant I've seen in a while in one of his videos, but it's from a year ago. And it looks like they raise rabbits and chickens, which I would love. I would totally love. You had me going. Oh, you need coffee. Yeah, I totally understand. I could go for another coffee, but I have to drink all my water first. So, to behave myself. I was wondering like how you posted that. Oh no, kid's sick. Yeah. I thought about like when she said she was going to start getting up that early, and my daughter, you just came in. I was telling everybody, I came on today to tell everybody starting in April, my schedule might be really wonky because I have to pick up my daughter. Oh no, you're drinking the Rockstar. I can't drink those. There is one that's really good if you could get it shipped there. It doesn't have all the additives in it. If you're going to drink, anything like that, it's called Highball. It sounds really weird, but it's called Highball, and it's just energy seltzer. It's plain, so you add like a little juice to it if you want a little bit of juice. Okay, you're eating. Okay. Okay, just checking, mister. But yeah, I've gotten those, but I can't because of the adrenal fatigue use them anymore. They just totally give me heart palpitations, or they work, and then once I come down off of it, I'm like lower than low. Oh, is that really you, Homestead Aquarius?
It is really me.
Oh, very good. I was afraid. I wasn't sure what we were going to have coming up.
Well, since it's me, you don't know what you're going to have anyhow, right?
Oh, that could be true. Very
So
true.
I
You
figure
have.
we'll help you test out this early morning live stream, right?
Oh, okay. I forgot to ask Brutal Bob how she was doing. Poor thing. I hope she's doing well. Keep praying for her. You take care too, Brutal Bob. Yeah, right? It's the early morning chat. That's what I
Yeah,
might have to rename it.
yeah. I really just come up here to chastise and cuss you for being up here so early. What are you doing? What were you thinking? Who did you check with anybody?
No, I didn't know I needed
No.
to. I didn't. No. I'm just glad somebody, showed up. I appreciate that. Appreciate you for showing
Mm,
up because I know
this
you're not a
co-
morning person either.
the coffee is not working strong enough.
Oh
Okay.
no. I
Uh,
haven't. Have you tried? Well, you can't try those, but Alani new energy drinks. I haven't tried those storms, but I've tried the other one, the Celsius. I kind of like those, but again, as soon as it goes up, when it comes down hard. Like I come down really hard. Like yeah, practically turn into a puddle of a person after an energy drink. So that tells me my adrenal system can't handle them.
A puddle.
What about you? You can't really be doing those probably either.
No, I've always stayed away from them. I
Hey, welcome.
Oh Lord, now it's worse. I
Yeah,
got to
well,
It's,
you know
go.
what? I just came in to say you don't know what morning is.
ah!
You know, Robert, you're at noon, okay? So don't be saying,
Oh,
"Oh, it's so early in the morning. See how it's like." Blah blah blah.
look, don't come up here starting trouble, okay?
That's my middle name. My
Just
middle
What?
name,
don't.
Maureen Trouble Washington.
Oh my God, we got a mouthy Canadian from Vancouver. That don't even count. It doesn't even count as Canada, okay?
It should be its own country, actually, Vancouver. It
I
just
think
doesn't
it
Vancouver
is.
seem like,
Island. Yes, I'm
yeah.
in the country of Vancouver Island. Mhm.
Hmm.
We need to blame Vancouver instead of blame Canada. Y'all sitting over there in your little west coast little shire, your little private island in Vancouver, and you just it
I'm
sets
on a
a bad
private island.
tone for the rest of the country and provinces that are freezing solid all winter long, and y'all are out
Right.
there, and then you get up here and you on the live stream and you got your coffee and wonderful. Don't start. Just don't even start.
Hey,
Don't
D.
Oh,
don't
D.
then don't start by saying something about, oh, it's so early in the morning. You don't
God,
even know.
I've got West Coast and Central battling it out right now on my panel for those of you coming in.
we're gonna talk later.
Because I'm never early like this. This is
We're
super
gonna
early
talk.
for me. Because I actually started like 2 hours ago. So
Oh, yo, my goodness, you did. I see that.
I
It's
did
been two
start it
hours.
really early because Malachi got me up early and then I was watching Miss T with tea and I got out my laptop because I was having a hard time with typing in like with one finger
Yeah.
everybody's channel name. So I'm like, oh, I'll get out the laptop. And then she's like, well, I've got to go, you guys, just as everybody's, getting on the panel and coming in. Right. East Coast. East Coast girls
Mm,
represent. Yep. Yep. But those East Coast girls, it's hard on my Friday nights. Like, not for me, but for my East Coasters, because I'll go
yep.
into 3 o'clock in the morning and sometimes.
Yep.
And, whew, yeah. And for everybody, out west, they're like, "Oh, it's only 12 here." So how you doing? You making your dough tomorrow for your
actually,
Saturday?
I'm making it today. That's why I'm just on my
Oh.
phone here. So I just thought, Robert came in and started to, complain about morning at 12. And so then it was like, oh, well, I better just get in there and tell them what really like is like. So no, I'm teaching a master class, vocal master class at my church on
Oh,
Saturday,
oh
um,
wow.
with the music team, and so I'm actually bumping up my bread making, and I'll be baking tomorrow. So I'm just now making the levain
Yay.
as we speak. So I was quietly making
Quietly doing your thing and then you were attacked by a central time zone person. Is that
I
what
can't
happened?
imagine her being quiet about anything.
I think she just lost connection for a second.
That's
Somebody might.
karma. Karma. That's what that is. That's what you
No.
expect to get when you're a gluten pusher.
Got
Oh,
button pusher. Up, see? Her thing
see,
dropped. Oh,
there we
diva.
go. There we go. It's karma.
Either that or she was folding over the dough and the dough smacked it.
Mm,
Flap. Yeah, I would like to have some gluten. I gotta wait though until I'm done with this elimination diet.
I hear you.
Yay. Yay, fun. Probably should add some, working out to this. It's just hard to get into new habits. That's all. Hard to break old habits, hard to start new. Oh no. See, I was wondering if it would do that well here. Did your starters mold by chance, Dee? Because we have so much like living air here, so many living organisms in our air. It's almost like a trap for them.
That's funny.
It's true.
Hmm.
It's like,
And it's funny. I'm just thinking about what's floating around in Florida air, to make y'all starter.
yeah,
Um, so you get it going in this jar, and then some exotic species bust out. You know
some unknown lizard crawls out within a week. Yeah,
exactly. You don't know what you're going to get down there.
it's true. Oh, they were just super slow and didn't rise. Well, I wonder if you had them in air conditioning, if it was drying it out. Because I want to start it, but I'm more concerned that it'll end up being a mold test for my house. Because we cleared out, all that mold, but we'll sure find out once I start trying to do a sourdough. Yeah, he needs some. It was just minding her own, and Robert was whining. Robert needs some gluten. He's going through gluten withdrawals. He had a muffin. He had a gluteny muffin. Which problem though? It drying out or molding? Gardening warrior for your starters. The only thing I can think of is it was slow and didn't rise well is you've either got a really good air conditioning system pulling stuff out of the air, like really great filters, or the air is just too dry. But I wouldn't dare put it outside here because you definitely grow things and maybe a lizard would crawl out eventually or some other living thing like starting serious life. Oh, okay. They did grow the mold. All right. That's what I thought. That's what I'm concerned about too. I guess though, if you put, Dee, did you put like any kind of cheesecloth or anything over yours? Because I'm thinking it would need that here, but pretty good cheesecloth. So all the weird stuff stays out, but the yeast gets through. I don't know. I've never fermented with wild yeast because I've been sensitive to it, so I don't know. And that's the thing. If I want to clear my system of any kind of fungal or yeast stuff, uh, I can't have any of that for a bit. Hey, Belle Lube. Thank you for your shout out. I saw that. Appreciate it.
Diva must have had some serious karma coming at her. Because
Well, that might be why. Maybe Diva, yeah, it's serious. Something took her down. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, because usually she'd back. Yeah, that might be why you probably need something more porous. Hey, Gary, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going all right. It's going all right. I was coming up because I wasn't sure if I was going to come on tomorrow because of the weather. I was hoping I was going to take the kids to the beach, but now it's saying there's going to be an 80% chance of rain, even here. I
Well,
thought the system was hitting up north. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I noticed earlier, and I hopped in, was listening a little bit earlier, and hit. I think I hit the like button. I'm sure I did. I just don't remember what channel I was on. Although all that's
Yeah, you
irrelevant.
got too many channels going on for me. I wouldn't be able to handle all of them.
Well, in
One's enough
fact,
for
I
me.
don't even know which channel I'm on now, other than I've been on YouTube Police here for a little bit. Let me go
Yeah.
in under the homesteading channel because that seems to be more appropriate at the
Oh, it
moment.
doesn't matter. It's okay, whichever.
And so, hang on. I know there's one in here where I got.
No,
Uh,
I thought they had said it was a northern storm. I didn't realize we were getting one too, storms like down our way. I thought the one that was headed for Passamaquoddy was the main concern. This thing looks nasty coming off of Texas, off the Gulf. And if our hurricanes follow this track, we're in big trouble.
Angel's Crafty Halo is in Indiana. Cool.
Gary,
Okay,
what
yeah.
are you doing? I am not used to seeing you up this early in the morning. Unless you're going to bed.
There she
Well,
is. She
social
came back.
butterfly, man.
What
Up all the
happened?
time. Oh, here she comes back.
Oh,
Boy.
you're breaking up. Is it your
Yeah,
signal?
no. Well, no, it was my brother was punched in a FaceTime, so it kicked me out of StreamYard. He was just getting
Oh,
on a plane, and so it was
oh,
like, and so I did say, hey, oh, so I'm getting a call, but not realizing I had been bumped off at the time. So
okay. Totally
mhm.
understand.
Sorry
Totally
about that.
understand that. Dee
Hey,
was
Bentley.
trying to start. She was trying to start her starter, and she said it didn't rise, but I think it's because she covered it with a paper towel. She really needs more something like I just had it, and I was just saying it a second ago, and then my brain just farted.
Who
Uh,
said this?
this is Dee, the Muck Girl Gardener.
Okay.
She had used a paper towel to cover it with, but she noticed that it didn't rise. Let me see. It was super slow and didn't rise well. And I'm like, well, maybe that might be why it wasn't getting the yeast through a paper towel. Like, have you done that?
She's trying to make it.
Yeah, she's trying to make her starter, and she said it
Yeah.
didn't rise.
Yeah,
Like, is cheesecloth better for us down here in Florida? Because we want.
probably, but also it when you're making a starter, it does take quite a bit of time,
Okay.
and it does take a lot of switching it over and feeding it, and so it also depends. Did you use bread flour, like so high protein flour as opposed to just regular white regular white flour? That would be your first thing.
Yeah.
And I do believe even when you are making a starter, that you still need to take it apart. I don't know if it's every day or if it's, let it go for 3 days, then take out some and feed it again while you're trying to catch the yeast. That's what
Okay.
I think I know.
Here's her answer. Whole wheat
Yeah.
flour. Okay.
So whole wheat flour is not the best flour to start your starter with. You want to use a high protein bread flour. Whole wheat flour is, it has too much other stuff, like too many other wonderful things in it that doesn't necessarily feed it. You can put whole wheat in with your sourdough in the future, like in your starter, but it's best to keep it just clean.
So she should start with that bread flour. She's saying she did feed it with bread flour, but she should
Right.
start with the bread flour then.
Start with bread flour and just only be doing it with bread flour, and then because I don't put whole wheat in my starter. I add the whole wheat in as I'm making the bread.
Got it. Okay.
There's
Okay.
too much starting going on with this mess.
Hey,
Why you got to start a starter, right? If it's the job is to be the starter, why are you having to start it? Okay.
Right.
What you need is a self starter. That's got you looking
Right.
for
I
one
like
thing, a
self
self starter.
Yes, indeed. And
Oh,
one self starter is when you get dehydrated starter from somebody, or you just go and pilfer it from a local bakery. That's
this
another
is
way.
confusing.
Will they do that? Maybe like a smaller local bakery.
Yeah, if they do sourdough, you could say, "Hey, could I get some?"
Can
Well,
I?
that's where whoops, whoa,
Whoa.
that was
Hello.
that was a little too much. Um, uh,
I think I might do that way too when I do it. Start it
yeah,
because that's probably the easiest way for beginners is to get something like that.
that it's already ready to go.
Now you're not able to like put that on your store probably with Canada the way it is, or because when we were talking about
Uh,
the herbs, it was a little.
yeah, no, I can put it um on my on my website. I can. Um, I just have to be
Okay.
careful when I'm sending it to the States. So that's all.
Okay.
Yeah, but people sell sour
Selling on
dehydrated.
Etsy. Yeah, I've seen it on
Yeah,
Etsy. I just don't
yeah.
know whether to, trust another person's starter. I trust you, but I don't know. These
Yeah.
people.
Where if you if talking about sending to the States, may I ask where you're at?
Oh, I live on Vancouver Island. I live as far west as you can possibly be.
Is
Yeah.
that in the U.S. or where is that at?
Oh, I'm in Canada.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's considered Canada. She's up near Alaska, off
No,
the
I'm
coast of
not.
Canada.
No. Alaska's way farther away from me.
Yeah, no, she's
No,
up near
I'm
what state of Washington, kind of like
state of
off.
Washington. Yeah, it's like right. Basically, if I just went out to just the end of my street, so 2 houses out, I would see the Olympic Mountains from my street.
Okay.
Wow.
Just curious.
Yeah.
I know, Dee. Me too. Trusting like that you're getting a good starter from somebody who's actually got a clean house. What else are you getting in? What else are you getting in that starter?
Yeah. Well, I know that. Well, I don't know how old my starter is, but I've been told that mine was 193 years old, and it came from Italy.
That's amazing.
And it does. And this starter is very different than my 29-year-old starter that I also have.
I remember you showing like the difference in what it did. It was like
It
huge.
doubles the bread. Like I'm using still the same recipe, same flour, but the bread is twice the size.
29.
Wow.
Yeah.
A bit of a cradle robber there.
What?
Starter?
What are you traveling? Cradle robber? What? What?
29-year-old starter.
What did you just say?
What are you talking about?
I'm just trying to hear things.
Oh, do you want to know how long? She just got that new one. About what? When did you get the 100-year-old? Like,
In January.
Yeah.
And I got it from a friend of mine who bought it from someone here. So that's where, I don't have there's no documentation saying how that's that it's got the forefathers of the forefathers. But
that would be cool though.
Yeah, but I will say that it is a much more active and alive starter. Like even when I'm feeding it, I have to put a plate under it, because if the vessel isn't big enough, it will just overflow, and I've got starter everywhere.
Oh,
yeah. It's like use a bigger vessel.
Oh, okay, Gary. All right.
I just want to come up and say, hey.
Oh, thank you.
And I have hit the like with at least 2 different channels. So,
thank you very much. Yeah, I'll have to come over and visit you. I came over and visited your channel with your puppies. That one is just so sweet. I love it.
I appreciate that. I never worry too much about growing my channel. If people join, if they like the content, that's great. But I don't want anybody joining it out of just, pity or, whatever.
Yeah, no. But you care if they join. Get out of here. You're always everywhere. Somebody said they thought you were stalking them. You do your work. You put in your time.
I try to support a lot of different channels. And
which is appreciated.
I'm too scatterbrained, and I get
that. But the thing is that you create community by doing what you do, and so people are not obligated. It's like, no, I want to be part of a positive community that is encouraging people to subscribe to other people and giving away things. So it's like you have such a value to all of us that it's like it's great to be in your community.
Yeah.
Hey, Barry, you're probably right. Well, thank you. I do appreciate the kind words. I try to be the person that my parents raised me to be, and that's all.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all have a blessed day.
You too.
Thanks,
Gary. Appreciate it. Have a blessed one too. Have a good one too.
It's good seeing you, Aquarius.
Well, he didn't. It's not like he saw him. He didn't see
him. None of us have. And Homestead has teased before about that, and then he's just gone off the panel. Like, maybe I should reveal myself. Yeah, I'm going to. You guys ready? Bloop, and he disappears.
Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Technical malfunctions, I'm sure.
Oh, is that what it was?
Okay, that's what it was. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, with this sourdough starter thing, right? Um, I'm experienced with sourdough. Okay, um, and I don't just start it; I finish it.
Ooh, listen to
I'm
him.
I'm
Wow.
more of a sourdough finisher than
Mm.
say a
Ah,
start, right?
okay. You're the finisher.
Hmm.
I start a bunch of it, through the years, and I always wind up ending them or
Mm.
finishing the loaf. If there's sourdough to be had, I'm all over it. It's all over me. We get along, and I love it.
So
Mhm.
you
It's
just kind of bathe in your sourdough.
Oh my
Your
god, there's an idea.
Yeah, I was thinking
Yeah,
I've got some
interesting.
leftover starter. I wonder if it would be, really good to put it on the face.
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe it might
sourdough
actually.
facial. This is going
Mhm.
off the rails soon.
They
Uh,
do.
my
Yeah,
coffee.
They always do.
right. Well, they're talking about that we have that layer of bacteria on our skin that we're supposed to, maintain. Maybe the sourdough will feed it, but
Ew,
then what happens if it feeds it too much? Do we like
ew.
grow like a furry film on the outside of us? I don't know.
Mhm.
Oh, I would love some sourdough bread, with some butter, but I'm off dairy
Mhm.
right now
They're made from the
and bread.
wild yeast collected on the back of an olderish man.
Ew!
That tastes like.
Oh my gosh, that's so gross. See, that's what we don't want to come in contact with if we're buying sourdough starter off the internet. Like, what
Some
if
of the
some
most
old
expensive cheese you can get is made from culture that's hundreds of years old,
True.
from these monks' feet.
Mhm.
That
True.
they made this cheese from these monks' foot juice stuff. You know,
Yeah.
oh, people pay
Yeah,
for
that same thing with beer and wine. They had their starters for their beer and their wine.
hillbilly back east might be a thing. Could be.
Oh, gross. Is that also why certain cheeses are like toes, like they smell like dirty feet?
Yes, exactly. It's very close on the genetic scale.
You're grossing out the lunchable crowd over here, or the late breakfast crowd.
So y'all better
So
eat
I'm eating.
fast.
It's a thing here in let's see. It's a thing here in London, but I've never thought of. Yeah. Oh, Maureen has the best baking practice, but it takes practice. Maureen, you want to share with you should check out Maureen's channel. It's Deep in the Dirt, Maureen Washington. And we can probably drop it in the side chat. Island Sisters, she just tell them about it. I don't want to ruin it. How you bake your sourdough that you sell.
Yeah. So, there is quick ways of making sourdough, but mine is basically like a 2-day process. So right now I'm just starting the levain. So it's letting it have that long fermentation and bulk fermentation, and then once I form the dough, it'll sit overnight in my cold room. But then I bake it in a wood fire oven. So I was given a wood fire
Mm.
oven last year, and so I bake bread weekly to sell to people, and just found that this oven just does a bang up job, cooks it very quickly. You get a nice crust on it and whatnot.
Amazing.
But yeah, no, making homemade sourdough bread is flour, salt, water, yeah, and typically you usually have those things. And when I
Yeah.
first started making it, I was just making it with regular flour. I wasn't making it with my bread flour, as I learned, technique and stuff like that. And not that I have any fancy technique. I'm
Mm.
a once something works, I stay the course. I go to a restaurant. I know that I like samsung jampong. When I go to a Korean restaurant, that's all I'll have. And,
Mm.
don't put me in onto something else, because if it's not as good as what this is, then I will be disappointed. So same with
Yeah.
making sourdough, because it's like there's fancy I could try different flours, or I could try
Yes.
different ways of scoring and stuff like that. And it's like, you know what? No, this works. Just keep doing it. Just stay consistent. So
Yeah.
my only recommendation is for anybody making sourdough bread is, if you live in a humid climate, you might need to tone down your water just by a little bit. Just that, just a little bit could makes or breaks.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah.
Is that when you go into making the bread, or the starter itself?
Nope,
Like
making the bread for sure.
making the bread.
Yeah,
Okay.
like I dropped my water by 50 grams, just 50 grams, which is not a lot. And it doesn't matter if I'm making one loaf or 10 loaves. I drop it by 50%, and that makes a huge difference on the rise of my bread.
Mm-hmm. And you find with baking, you need that scale that you're using to help you out, rather than like measuring cups. Then
well, I think if you can find a recipe that is cups, that is one thing. Because I'm a firm believer of my great grandmother. She didn't have a digital scale at her house.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
So how did they do it back then?
Exactly.
So
They
do I use a
do.
scale? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I would like to not be using a scale, but I'm not at that level. And also when I'm cooking 10 loaves, I need to know how much flour. I do know, like, if I've got enough, just because the bowl is so flippin' full.
Mm-hmm.
You go, okay, oh yeah, that looks, but I'm going to keep using my scale. But, if the power goes out and I don't have any batteries in my digital scale, I'm still going to have to be making bread. Right?
Yeah. That might have been it for people who have made it, that you think that's what your issue was, gardening warrior. She said she tried to make it here and she had the moldy growth issue, because that was what I was concerned about. But I'm concerned about it because I know we had mold in this house, that they'll become a test subject for me, that basically it's still here in something like our AC system or whatever. But it shouldn't be. We use a blue light. I'm real careful. Yeah, they eyeballed it back then, and there was a pinch of this and a pinch of that, and exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And those recipes were simply the best. Grandma and mom's recipes, that little bit of extra love and, zhuzh. I think they call it the zhuzh.
Yeah, I don't know if because I didn't know gardening warrior, that your starter, that it
No, she meant
she
meant here.
Ago. Okay.
Yeah, she meant when she lived here. I didn't know she was doing it when she lived here either, because I was talking about the issue with molding. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Brampton? How you doing? How you doing?
But the other thing is I don't leave my starter out on the counter, and I would wonder again in our humid climates. Like, so today's starter, I feed it, and then once it's risen, I let it just I let it rise in my warm oven. Then I take it out, let it deflate, and then I stick it into the fridge, and I store mine in the fridge for the entire week. I don't leave it on the counter, keep feeding it, because there's no reason for me to. But I know that if I leave mine on the counter, by about day 3, then yes, I'm getting that pink mold on it.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. There you go.
So again,
that's the issue too. Starting, though, if it takes a long time, how are you avoiding like that pink mold or molding? What's I agree.
I'm not an expert on starting. I'm a lazy starter. I go
so you did the freeze dried too when you started? Okay.
Well, actually, no. I actually got physical sourdough from people, but I have
nice.
I have rehydrated my dehydrated sourdough starter, because I wanted to know if it would work. But I was never successful in growing my starter from scratch. I never could myself. I too impatient, and just so then it's like no, just. But I don't know if.
But now you have it, though. Even though you started it that way, now you have it, and if you continue to feed it, taking it out of the fridge, and you feed it, and you have your cast off, is that what it's called when you use that bit? That's
discard
when it's ready to go. The discard. you'll have it forever if you take good care of it, basically.
Yeah. And so I keep it in the fridge, and there are times where mine,
Thank you, Storm.
this year I will bake through the summer just because I have the Furno oven, but I usually stop baking bread in the summer because it's too hot. But this year I'll be going right through. But I've had my starter in the fridge for 3 months, and it gets, the little hooch on top of it. And,
Yeah.
people go, oh, it smells awful. Like, it's like, well, no, it smells like alcohol. I pour that
Yeah.
off, and I just take some of that starter out, from the
Okay.
bottom of it, and feed it and keep going. Like, it's like, there's ways to get around it that,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
If you're storing it in your fridge for months and months, because I know some people go, oh, I killed my starter in the fridge. And it's like, no, you didn't. It's
No, you
still
just put
there.
it to sleep. You basically put it to sleep like the
Yeah.
iguanas here. If it drops to a certain temperature, they just kind of go to sleep with their eyes open. It's the
Right.
weirdest thing. But you put them in a warm car and start to take them somewhere and think you're going to eat them for dinner. Then they wake up and you've got a living dinner in your back seat, crawling all over in traffic. No, thank you.
Trying to eat you.
Yeah, trying to eat you back. That's right. Oh, what's that? You see, you have a snack, especially if you're peeling a banana, apparently. That's like on YouTube. This one guy has a pet iguana that's huge. And every time he opens a banana, that thing knows what that is and just crawls right over to him, crawls up his leg and up his body. And it's got such long claws. I'm like,
Right.
yeah, not the pet for me. God bless those who love them and take care of them.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing.
Oh,
with
I want to do
chickens.
that, Brampton. She got kefir. I want to
Oh,
get
you
kefir
did?
too.
Oh, good.
Awesome.
Yeah, my son-in-law
Not
had
now,
some
though.
kefir grains. I don't remember where he got them from, but we did we were making some kefir, and he showed me how. I don't think mine turned out very good, like not as good as
Yeah.
his. So it
I
was,
love that
I gave up on.
store-bought one. I like Kavita. I love
Mm.
that lemon ginger one. I could drink that all the time. But now for tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about the list of things that, to get rid of candida overgrowth. And yeah, you're not supposed to do ferments at all. It's actually the opposite of what they say. Yeah. You're not supposed to even do things with vinegar in it. I'm like, what? That's why I feel like crap. Okay. Because I was doing, when I tried the keto for snack, I would have pickles, even just a couple nights ago. I had pickles and I would even sip on, pickle juice for, like cramping. Blood cramps. Hey, Garrett, welcome in. From Kiefer Garden. Oh, okay. Got it from a Kiefer Garden in Hamilton, Ontario.
Nice.
Very nice. Yeah, let us know how that goes, Brampton. Are you going to videotape your journey with the kefir grains? Because I want to do that when I can get back on ferment. Sorry, go ahead.
With pickles, you could do. Oh no, yeah. Oh, because if you do brine cured pickles, where it's just salt and water, but that is it is a form of ferment, right? So
yeah.
So I guess not, but it's not vinegar. Like you're doing a salt brine on the pickle. It's one of my favorite ways.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
he's
another
back.
ferment.
He's unmuted himself.
Oh, he's ready to say something.
I'm back now.
I know that struggle, Brampton. I have so much video in my phone that's never made it to YouTube. I'm going to start doing maybe Throwback Thursday or whatever. Yeah. And start dropping them on Thursdays, I think is what I'll do. You guys take it for a second because I have to visit the loo.
All right.
Real quick.
The loo. Skip to the loo, my darling.
Yes, indeed. Oh, here, I'll show you my, these are paintings of my mother and my grandmother that my uncle did. And, my mom commissioned my uncle to do a painting of my sister and I, and he just took it from photographs. Oh, it was awful. And I just received the painting, within the last year. So my mom's never put it up because it's like, does not look like these ones, it's like, that looks like my mother and my grandmother. So they sit they sit right above me this is my big comfy chair. And so they sit overlooking sternly.
Keeping you on track or trying to, right?
Exactly. But I leave the room and then I can do whatever I want. This room I have to behave. This
Mm.
is the behaving room. So what's your weather like there, Homestead?
Oh, my weather currently is beautiful. It's 70 degrees, sunny. Spring is in the air. It's in my nose. Yeah, it's nice down here.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
Probably the same thing as you got way up north on your little protected island of Vancouver. 9A, whatever
Yeah.
B.
No, I'm 9B. No, yeah, it's pretty lovely out there right now. But
Hmm.
it even looks like that in the winter. So
I'm in Alabama, and you have got a warmer, grow climate than me. There's some things that
mhm,
are not right in this world, and that's one of them.
yes. Yeah. I don't make the rules. I don't make the zones. So
I bet you don't. I bet you get a vote.
yeah, and I vote for warmer climate here.
You
Mhm.
probably vote like 2 or 3 times for it. That's how
That's
y'all get
right.
away with it.
Well, no, I have a
Dang
lot.
it.
I have a lot of kids, and so I get, my vote always counts as six, basically. So it's like, here, this
That's
is what we're
cheating.
voting for. This is
That's
what we're
cheating.
voting for now.
That's completely cheating.
You know what? I gave birth to them. Their votes, my votes is their votes.
Mm. That's more that paying off the womb.
That's
That
right.
that that womb for rent is expensive and it's never paid off.
No, it's like,
Uh,
listen, we're all voting that we'll have a good climate here. Everybody in.
mm.
So I do have to
Well,
take you out to see this forsythia that I thought I was going to miss it, and it's just such a. I wish I could film the look of this
forsythia.
forsythia. It's yellow. Yellow's not my favorite color, but that's okay. But it is absolutely stunning that what this plant looks like. I'm going outside,
I,
and you probably won't even get to see the beauty of it because
it
it's
better
just
be good. Don't get me stirred up for something. I see
yeah.
something yellow over there.
Yeah, that's it
Don't be
there.
lying.
Oh,
It
how
has
pretty.
it has no leaves on it. It's just all of this, and you can't even see
Mm,
the
thank you,
effect of
Norm.
how beautiful it really is.
That
It's
is
just,
pretty.
but no
It is
leaves,
very pretty.
just these flowers, and then we'll have it for about a week, and then they'll all just drop right off to
Wild.
nothing. And it's such a nice thing when in the spring to go, here's some beautiful color. But yeah, you
Yeah.
can't really see how, because everything else is
Hmm.
gray
Dormant.
and dead looking, and you go,
Yep.
ah. So
Oh, the bug bush. Oh, because it's
I
covered
love
in
that
bees.
lady.
That's a good thing.
She
That's a
is
good.
just she is just so awesome.
yeah, my
Out
Yeah.
there
favorite.
singing and gardening and cooking
Hmm.
and everything.
I know. Diva's
My
got.
favorite. My favorite is the Daphne in the spring because it like I walk out and I can smell this beautiful. It's like it's rose, lily of the valley. It's a little bit of everything.
Mm, yeah.
And again, everything else is, not growing, but yet this is going, here's the fragrance. Here's summer and spring is coming. It's
Mm.
coming. So
Oh, yeah. I think I pulled the Daphne out before and showed it. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm going to pull it up so people who, come on, can we do with less pop ups? Really? Like, let me click and zoom and maybe we can. Oh, no. All right. You're not going to. Okay. Nope. It's not going
Oh,
to. I'm trying. It's on its way.
it's probably
But
on its phone.
it's thinking about it.
yeah, it's thinking about it. So do you have your little men out ready to do your turns? Are you that far in where you're doing your
No,
turning
no,
yet? Okay.
we're just doing the Levant, and so it's going to sit there in the oven for 4 hours.
Oh, wow.
I usually do it at night. Yes,
There it
the
is. So
Daphne's,
pretty.
and the smell, it's in the, if it's a nice warm day and the wind is blowing, it's it just blows, all over the garden. So then it's like I'm out there working, and it's like I'm working in this beautiful fragrance the whole time.
It's so
So,
nice.
and I did actually
Yeah.
propagate one, and so I have another one in a pot so that
Ooh,
when I do buy my farm, I can take it with me.
awesome. So it's a big shrub? Is that what it turns into?
Mm-hmm.
A large shrub? You'll have to look
Mm-hmm.
at your. Oh yeah, here it says it, 4 to 5 foot. Oh, it just misses. See, that's that thing about zone 9. It always stops. Zone 9, 7 to 9. It says. I miss so many plants because I'm
Are you?
10 and
Oh, you're 10. Okay,
I'm
but sometimes you're
10B,
9.
11A. No, I'm closer to the equator, so I'm 10B going
Right.
towards 11A rather than the opposite. I wish it was the
You're
opposite.
you're closer to Hades,
Yeah,
as you say.
exactly, as the news has proclaimed in
No, you're
Cuba.
not coming out. You're fine. I
They're
talked to
yelling
them.
at her.
I shouldn't have
Gwen.
talked to them. Yeah, so mine is just about finished, the flowering, but I will try to let you see it again. It's not going to be the best. Let me just hold this here. Where are you? It is.
Okay, you have a white one?
Yeah, it is a soft pink.
Oh,
But
soft
yeah,
pink.
so
Oh,
the
pretty.
flowers are just about done.
Oh, wow. That
Can you see it?
quick. Is it a quick, like, flowering
No,
plant
no,
for
no.
spring?
This has been going on for a month.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, I can see it. It's really
Okay.
nice. It's a good size shrubbery. Yeah.
It is, yeah, and it doesn't get much taller than that. It is bushing out more. This is, I think this is year 3 for me for it.
Very
So
pretty.
it
Hold on,
has
let
a
me
lot
see.
of new growth up at the top. So that's all
Let me
new stuff.
there it is. So they can see it a little
That's
more.
pretty.
It is pretty. Yeah.
Yeah, but the smell is that's like
It's amazing.
it smells like roses and lily of the valley right now, where and it's heady. Like it's not just. I think I
Hmm.
can smell it. I'm basically about 3 feet away from it, and I can smell it.
Yeah. I used to do that too, Dee, but I'm on the coast, so I'm warmer than you. Inland is a little bit cooler. Uh, and I've gone through so many plants that way. Oops, no, I don't want to do that. There we go. I didn't want to edit your mic settings. But yeah, if you have now that we have so much shade, I probably could put it in partial shade and see, but
Mm.
they're not even acknowledging how warm we've become uh,
Yeah.
this far east.
Well, I wonder if even maybe someone has hybridized it to be able to be grown in a warmer climate, because it's like I
That would
shouldn't
be
have
cool.
a magnolia, but someone has done something to this magnolia for it to grow up in.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
So to look around, because maybe
Yeah.
somebody does have a Daphne
Yeah, I could look up hybridized. That's true. I'm going to write that down.
that they've or climatized. They've climatized it
Okay.
to work in there. So
Climatize. That's a great idea. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, that somebody else did the hard work.
yeah,
And
because I shouldn't have like a real magnolia in here. But again, as I
really?
looked it up,
They're like a Georgia tree, and Georgia has your zone. Magnolias grow
yeah.
all over Georgia. That's what set my sinuses off was their magnolias blooming. So
Mm,
we just started using them down here. Oh, her neighbor
yeah.
even had. Oops, wait, where'd it go? We'll go here, but are expensive. There, our neighbor has a magnolia. So then, how do they keep it alive? Because you're even
Well,
colder, Brampton.
it depends on the type of magnolia that it is. Like we have
Uh,
other magnolias that don't have the scent, and they'll have white or pink flowers, and it is just a beautiful, you know, and they look like feathers and that. But I have the
mhm.
magnolia um, that is grown in the south. That it's great big, um, kind of creamy white flowers. Like they'll be, you know, as big as what my hand is,
Yeah.
and it stays. green all winter, and the leaves take forever to break down on it. But the petals, they're thick and they almost have a velvety feeling to them. So this one
Mm,
has so they have climatized them to be here. So there is certain types of magnolias that you can grow
okay.
all over the place.
Tulip tree, sure.
Ooh,
Oh, a tulip tree. I've never heard of that.
nice.
Pretty.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Oh, you have one with the fancy leaves, Brampton said. Those larger leaves that they make wreaths out of. Yeah.
Yes, and
That's
I had done some pruning, and the leaves just are still green, and there was so many of them, and I just put them in a planter, and it was like,
mm-hmm.
well, that actually, or like just in a big pot, and I thought that looks so pretty, and it still looks like it's still looking green. It's like, this is great decor stuff. But that magnolia,
That's
because
awesome.
I've
See.
loved I've loved the just the regular
Oh,
blooming.
Uncle
Lost them.
Homestead. He probably had to go eat after all this talk of food.
um,
That's
I,
awesome, Dee.
I
You'll have to show me your secrets on that asparagus growing.
That's awesome. Yeah, I
Yeah.
did. When I bought the house, I didn't know it was a magnolia, but I love the spring magnolias, and they usually bloom here just towards the end of April
Hmm.
around my birthday. So I always go, oh, it's the flower for me. But then when I came here and bought the house and found out
Yes.
that
Thank
it
you.
was a real
Yeah.
magnolia,
Hit the button.
um, like
Yeah.
in the song Strange Fruit, when I sing that, they talk about the magnolia. And then when I found out that this was that particular one, where you smell the scent is just lemon and spice, and it's just so
Mm,
remarkable, so remarkable.
mm. I'll have to
um
try and walk by. Then the development near us has magnolia. I'll have to try and look and see when they're blooming and not drive by, but walk by. I can walk over there and see if I can handle them because
do they have a
Georgia's totally loaded. They're
Yeah,
loaded with magnolias all over the place, and I really thought that that's what aggravated my sciences. I'm so scared. I'm starting to go through my files of patterns that I've had for years. I need to sort through and toss ones. Oh
no,
wow, yeah. I can't.
no, no,
No.
don't do it. We are an intervention for you, Brampton. Don't throw them out.
No.
Buy a storage unit. Take them off site. You
No,
might
no.
need them.
Sell them
Don't.
on eBay or Etsy. Make some money.
No,
She's
even
teasing.
that.
We're supposed to like help our
No,
friends release things.
no, no. Certain things you can. I don't have a list. I don't have a list of things that you can
Oops.
throw out.
My Yeah, that happens here. I have Asian lilies, or I believe they're actually Easter lilies that keep coming up to the point where they might send up flowers, and then they're like, "Yeah, no, it's too hot.
Hot.
We're just too hot. We're gonna just die." And they used to come up for me, but they never grew so much greenery. They always were like short, stocky, and then there it is, and now we're gonna die.
So, what flowers do survive in your temperatures?
A lot of tropical flowers. Actually, the passion vine is going to have some pretty flowers, and they pull in the bees. I thought it was called fire spike, but I think it's called something else, which is a bush that bring is supposed to bring in the hummingbirds. There's a ton of them, but it's just not the northern pretty like spring. Oh, spring is here, flowers. No, because
Hmm.
we don't get that, at least in my zone, that clip from going from real cold to now here's spring and it's going to warm up and get hot. It's just
Mm-hmm.
kind of a consistent sweat fest with a little dip and then back into the sweat fest
Mm-hmm.
I
where it's
want to be there during the sweat fest.
Mm.
he thinks everybody walks around in bikinis down here. We do not do that. You would
Mm,
get like swamp crotch if you were always in your bathing suit. Sorry, but
well,
yeah, it's just too hot and humid for that all the time. You need breathable fabrics, cotton, linen, or things. Yeah, wouldn't go well.
Yeah.
Oh, they're all PDF, she said.
So yeah. So
Oh,
that's
there. Okay,
okay.
you don't have to get rid of those. Yeah,
Yeah. No. No.
just
Or no. Maybe
store
you do
them.
have to get rid of them.
I mean, store them off your phone or your computer in a hard drive that you'll probably never look at again, like we do with photos. Those hard drives that many of us went out and bought so we could keep old photos that were digital. And now I don't think I've opened that thing
Oh,
since I
I
did it.
use my external hard drive all the time. Oh, you can't sell them. That's true
Okay.
because it's proprietary.
Buy a projector so I don't have to do. Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Got
I
it.
need to go.
You
I'm
have to
gonna need to
go.
go.
Got to go
But
get some foods, huh?
I wanted to offer you a chance to have a hillbilly cooking episode before I leave.
Oh,
I have new technology, and I thought that my hillbilly cooking days were over.
that's
I always try to
awesome.
bring value to your live stream, you know.
I appreciate that. Drop it, Dee. You can drop your link to your Etsy if you're going to be selling those.
Y'all made me hungry this morning, and I'm just about at the end, and
Oh, thanks for coming in, Island Sisters TV. Okay, sounds good. Go ahead, Mr. Cook, Mr. Chef.
All right, I've got new technology over here. Y'all brace yourself.
New tech.
New
Oh,
tech, yeah.
oh, is it a mic?
No,
Something's crackling.
and you may not be able to hear. You can hear that. That's the
Can you
new
hear that?
technology.
Ooh.
Maybe I can. I don't want to violate and show too
Okay,
much
yeah,
around.
get set up so you don't violate.
Okay, there we go. Can you see that?
You're finally having your muffin.
Yes, that's my muffin. But you know, earlier, who was it? Island Sisters. Someone or D? No, it was D, the muck girl, right?
Yeah.
She was making me hungry, talking about making waffles, right?
No, that was me. I said that. That was me.
You said that. Okay.
Said
Well,
that about making
what we
waffles for my
have
kids.
here is a blueberry muffin. Okay.
Yeah. Oh no.
I'm going to make a blueberry pancake, and y'all are going to help me. Okay. We're going in. 3, 2, 1. Contact. We are making history and pancakes, y'all.
Oh my goodness, the mic action is killing me.
Okay. It looks a little flatter.
Yes, it does. They just talk. That's like
Okay, we may have to
they talk
a little bit.
That's
Down
some
there.
hillbilly pancaking, all right. There you
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
There we go. Now we'll remove
That
the
looks
cover.
like a pancake. Yes.
Yeah, it does look like a pancake. God bless you,
There we
Muffin.
go.
We're so sorry. We're sorry, Muffin.
Everybody else can cook like a chef. I can too.
I was going to make some scones. It's so funny, Brampton, but
Yeah.
not
Nice.
yet.
Yeah.
Nice.
You got the
freezer.
grease on the hands. That's good.
Yeah, it's you know this is authentic cooking. All right. Look. Okay, now I have my blueberry pancakes. I'm going to bid you farewell and adieu.
Look at Brampton's what she put. Yes, indeed. Yes. Yep. He might get arrested.
Y'all can be hungry now looking at this wonderful homemade blueberry pancake I'm going to enjoy. I'm going to lick my hand. Hey, good to see you. Thanks for letting me up here, and it's been
thanks
fun.
for coming up. Appreciate it.
Maureen, try to take her out.
Oh, you're breaking
Whoops,
up.
you're
Can't
breaking
hear
up.
ya. Sorry, can't hear you. Bye. Bye.
He locked up and everything. See, it's the karma of the blueberry muffin. The muffin had some karma attached to it. Took out his signal.
Ciao, ciao. Oh, yeah, he's gone.
I haven't made the pattern since it was a kid. Oh, wow. And it's a size 8. Yeah, those kind of things you can port into a file and save somewhere else. You said you use your hard drive all the time. Is that what you're keeping your videos on so you don't overwhelm your... That's smart.
God bless you.
I don't know.
Day.
Aw. Bye. Have a good day. At Marissa.
I think she's got no...
Emily.
Yeah.
Oh, Emily.
Yeah. She's my hairstylist. She's going off to work,
Oh, nice.
looking like a boss, wearing overalls.
I love my overalls. I was actually looking at old pictures, and I've had a love for them for quite a while. Oh, those are the paper. Okay. Yeah, so they're all cut out and everything. My mom, too, never knew what to do, I think, with those once she had used them. It was always like, what do you do? Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, that's what Maureen was saying, not to save them.
Yeah.
But this here, she meant to save them, get a, storage unit, pay that rent. Pay that rent for those patterns that you'll never use again.
Yeah, because
That
in
sounds
20
like
years,
me.
they're going to look so weird and cool, and people will love them.
And be back in
Bye-bye. God
style.
bless your day. Oh, so she hadn't quite left, and then she came back in, so now she's gone.
So did you rent your place then, or no?
No.
No. We need to
No,
pray
but I
rent
have
it.
had, I've just had another slight influx of inquiry, and so
Oh, good.
I think there is, well, one guy, he's got a cat that can't go outside because my thing with, if you have animals, my chickens are out at large, but he said his cat has feline HIV, so it can't go outside and be around other cats. So
yeah.
But well, where he works and stuff like that, he's a carpenter, but he's got to see if he's got transportation from here. So he's one, and then another one is wanting to see it over the next couple of days. So I'm praying, because it's like, Lord, I really can't do another month of no income. And I can't seem to make enough bread. I can't find enough buyers to,
make even
cover
more.
a mortgage payment.
Right? Oh my gosh, I can't imagine having to do that for a mortgage payment. Yeah, that would be quite a bit of bread.
Quite a bit of bread.
Oh, look at him. He's like yeah. Glad you're enjoying it. Not sure it's on my list. Not sure if I'll be repeating that recipe. Not sure. What's funny is my son was asking for muffins the other day, that I would make some muffins. He likes blueberry muffins. I need to do that for him, but I'm afraid of doing it, because then I'm going to want to eat the blueberry muffins too.
Yeah. Hence why I don't ever make Rice Krispie squares. I don't have a huge sweet tooth, and I don't there is, when you're eating sugary things, like I'll get that headiness, and you go, okay, you've had enough sugar.
Yep.
For some reason, I can eat almost an entire pan of Rice Krispie squares, like not all in one sitting, but it's like every time I walk through the kitchen, I just grab one and I'm da. And you're like, why is it not going, hey, you've had enough sugar, stop eating it? It's like, no, that tastes so good, eat more, eat more. So
right?
I'm not allowed to make Rice Krispie squares. Oh, what are we getting? Oh, she muted it.
Yeah, I would have a problem with that too. I like fresh Rice Krispie squares too. Yeah, they're so good.
I don't like, because even if eating marshmallows, like I couldn't eat a whole bunch of marshmallows, I wouldn't like it.
Oh, this is sweet. There you go. Oh, she has shirts too. There's shirts on her site, and she also is a renowned jazz and blues singer. So she has her music too. Yes, she appreciates the support in whatever way you can give it.
You can send me an email at divainthedirt@shaw.ca. You can send me an email there, and I can send you some dehydrated. Can't send you the liquidy stuff. It'll never make it through.
Is that on your about page? So she has a
no, I don't have it. I don't have my starter listed in my things for sale.
No, I meant your email.
That's my email.
Is it on your about? Did you put your email
it is.
on your about? Okay, that makes it easier.
Sorry.
That's okay. That's all right.
It is on my about page. You can find it there. You can email me and we can chat, and I can get your information.
She can figure something out. I don't want to know where your hands have been, Homestead Aquarius. Yeah, that's, I think, what a bunch of us were thinking. Oh, thank you, Storms. I was just about to type it, but I wasn't sure if I was going to ask her if I had the show all right or not. You're going to make starter. Oh, okay. Oops.
Ooh,
that was weird.
We had a blink.
Dropped you for a second.
Well, you
so is
swirled around too.
This correct?
That is Diva in the dirt.
Yeah, it might be mine. I don't know. It might be my signal.
Yeah. Nope, that's it. That is the correct one, sir.
Hi, Beth. Welcome in. Andrew had blown through a little bit ago. I'm not sure if he's still in the background. Good to see you. So you'll be teaching tomorrow.
No, Saturday. Tomorrow I'll
Saturday.
be making.
Oh, yeah, I've got my days messed up because I did a pop-up.
Today is Thursday, but not Friday.
Yes. We have Thurs-Yay tomorrow, so we'll be on with Thurs-Yay tomorrow night at 11:30 p.m. Oh, that makes us feel so good too. We're happy you're here. So happy you're here, Dee. And also because I can learn from you, but you're growing. You have a lot more experience than I do growing in this zone. She has family that has grown in this zone. I mean, she's one zone. You know, she's 10A. I'm 10B, and I'm more like, I think, 11A. I think they missed the boat. But we'll be on at 11:30 tomorrow night, Thurs-Yay, and then you're still doing your Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern. Okay, and 10 p.m. Eastern for that. And then Thurs-Yay, I do fibro Thurs-Yay, but if it is beach weather, I'll be possibly just doing a beach shout out and enjoying the beach. But it's looking like we're going to get rain, so it's probably going to be a Thurs-Yay, fibro Thurs-Yay. But thank you so much for popping up. I really appreciate it since you're so busy right now.
Look like
do you have any videos coming out like right now? Like,
I think I have one coming out on might be Saturday. I might be
okay, we
throwing
can
one
announce
Saturday.
it. Okay, we'll announce it Friday.
Yeah.
And yeah, just check out each other's channels and support one another. We really appreciate it. And thanks for, coming in and spending time and with me and the community. So I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully, you guys. Thank you so much. Bye.